Welcome to the Pritchard pub. And since our screen wasn't up, you just saw split screen, all of the shit.
Which is fine. It happens.
Us getting ready.
Today our guest is the unshaven kahunas.
Why aren't you the hairless kahunas?
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, man. Yeah, like Andy saw, man. It was horrible. I shaved. I looked like a 14-year-old.
It looks great. Oh, yeah. I also do want to say that if our internet is not as good, it's because we don't get internet providers at our new place. So we had to get T-Mobile home internet. So it's like the 5G box, wireless.
Oh.
Hopefully it's good though.
You know what I've been thinking about getting? We had it briefly before we sent it to my grandmother, but we had we did the whole like Starlink thing for a minute there.
Oh yeah, I've heard good things about that.
It's a lot of it works really well. And with that, if she didn't need it, I would be using that module because I could take it anywhere as long as I have power. I have internet. That's pretty cool.
Right.
That's amazing.
That's pretty legit. Yeah.
So if I wanted to mess with it, I could like have a stream at my work when I'm done or something like that.
Or like a Halo LAN party, like back in the day.
Oh, dude, I loved those. Those were so much fun.
Can you imagine Starlink or T-Mobile home internet back in the day, stuff like that? Crazy.
Yeah.
That would have been revolutionary. But yeah, no, my dad, before we grabbed it for my grandma, a friend of his found out that his dad was. Oh, what was it? His dad, who he got the Starlink from, he was a college professor traveling around the world in a boat slightly larger than a rowboat, using it to teach a college class. He traveled all around the world doing that.
Oh,
nice.
Buddy, dude.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So tonight we have a big stack of Iron Age books. And
got a fat stack, yo.
Fat stack.
Fat stack.
So we're going to be reading some book blurbs. You forgot one.
Oh, yeah. The thick mystery one. I'm not going to show what it is. I'm just going to... You get this angle.
Is that the last one you're going to do?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that one last since it's so thick.
So, Kahuna, probably... How many are you going to read? You're going to do some?
Because I have all of my books at my office, I only have 3 here. 2 of them are Iron Age books, and one of them is a mainstream book with such a bad blurb that I figured we could use that as a primer to show how bad it can really be, and then we could follow it up with some actual good ones. Yeah.
Amazing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah, the book was a Christmas present, and I read it on like on a voice chat with some friends a while back, and we're like we're dying inside. It's so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I do want to say that we have a digital copy of R.H. Snow's book, but I did not download the PDF in time, so I didn't realize it was time sensitive. So I'm waiting on that. What are you pointing at?
I just, we still have the book blurb here, though.
That's true.
So.
Yeah, okay. So that's what he was just bringing up. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
So we can start out with that one.
All right. So since we're able to, I can do this snazzy thing where I'm going to present to you guys. I hope you don't mind. Boom.
And here we have AC exposing himself, or, the page on the internet. There we go. Okay.
Exposed.
All right, take it away.
Oh, okay. Watcher of the Damned. Oh, sorry. Trail of Travail. Watcher of the Damned. Wanderer. Paperback. Book 1 of 1. Watcher of the Damned is fighting for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, named Rose. Now he's leading Rose's Lone Star revolution through hell and high water with the symptom hot on their tail. The system. Sorry. My eyes are terrible. The system is hot on their tail. Can our heroes fight their way out, Or will the demons of dying woods add them to the list of souls haunting the trail of travail? We will be free. By R.H. Snow.
I love her, and I cannot wait.
Fantastic stuff.
I've been waiting too long. We've wanted to create a stack and do this.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, it's a...
Hey guys, I'll be right back. I just gotta take care of this.
Oh, okay.
Real quick.
We'll just go into the next blurb. Hey, how's it going, bud?
Hi, sweetie.
Well, we'll go right on into the next one then. How's that? What one do you want to do now, love?
I'm going to do Life City by TJ Marquis. Here, there we go.
Yes, good stuff. Good art. I love that art.
Me too.
Yeah.
So this one, sorry, I'm sitting on the cord. This one is under Christian, Furry, Punk, and Apocalypse. The lamb lifted them up, but the beast wants to tear them down. The uplifted animals of Life City are used to destructive alien incursions from above. Everyone knows how to fight back. Heroic rock band Magic Crash makes a living playing music and fighting invaders, but there are some threats they may not be prepared for. When a new and disturbing trend pops up in Life City, punk singer, sorry if I say it wrong, Saki and her bear bassist Barley must discover how to save their brainwashed friends and the city. Vibes of classic Saturday morning cartoons, punk rock and metal, synthwave, and fast-paced adventure combine for an uplifting read with the lamb at its heart. I'm so excited about this one.
That's really cool. I like that. I like the band centric. Oh, by the way,
it's a novella too, so it's
it's a quick read.
Yeah, which I really love. That's why I was excited about his Mortal Descent.
And I really like TJ Marquis. He's a really based guy. He does the indie scan. I think is that weekly or bi-weekly?
I don't know, but every time I've interacted with him on Twitter or YouTube, he's always been a cool guy. So yeah,
he is very nice. I'm about to check it out right now to find out.
Yeah, TJ, nothing but good interactions with this guy, and I will say, from me to you, TJ, if you're listening, that Life City here, because of how thin it is, that is a good candidate for a comic book. And I will say that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that we read books together. I mean, we read separately, but we also read together. So we're going to resume our ritual of reading. We'll read together as in we take turns reading out loud. So we're both. So we're going to go through this whole stack of books together. And as we get through them, we'll put up reviews. And I don't know if he might put them on his Substack. We might talk about them on here. Not totally sure yet. But we might even just wait till we read 5 and do a little review thing. And
like a bulk review.
That'd be cool. I think so. Since we're doing something like this anyway.
What you guys could do is that what I've seen some people do is they'll do kind of group reviews of smaller.
I only review stuff I like. Yep.
Oh, say that again. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. You do reviews of kind of groups of books, and if one particularly stands out to you or you have a lot to say, then do a solo review for that. I've seen a lot of kind of booktubers do stuff like that. For me, I haven't figured out my the best way to film in studio outside of using my phone.
Jeez. Yeah. My tablet's really annoying because it's like you have to hit it so hard, but then it'll act like you click on something you didn't. It's an Android, though. Thank you. Yeah, he paused it or muted it for me. I needed that. It looks like it's weekly.
Okay, so the indie scan from TJ Marquis is a weekly thing.
You can find him on YouTube at Multiverse Books. And on X, I believe...
Habitual Levity. I believe that is the gist of it. Yeah, there's no...
Yep. At Habitual Levity.
No underscores or anything.
I feel bad for anyone who can't have the same name across platforms. Take an advantage. Oh, that's sick, dude. It looks so good.
It's like it's labeled as furry, so that's hilariously awesome.
Dude, it's a I'm just gonna read it one more time for you. The Lamb lifted them up, but the beast wants to tear them down. The uplifted animals of Life City are used to destructive alien incursions from above. Everyone knows how to fight back. Heroic rock band Magic Crash makes a living playing music and fighting invaders, but there are some threats they may not be prepared for. When a new and disturbing trend pops up in Life City, punk singer Saki and her bear bassist Barley must discover how to save their brainwashed friends and the city. Vibes of classic Saturday morning cartoons, punk rock and metal, synthwave, and fast-paced adventure combined for an uplifting read with The Lamb at its heart.
Nice. And a little caveat with this.
I'm going to go check on that noise.
We kind of, at a glance, made like a checklist of these books to get over time. And, we just opened them all up today from the mail. So we haven't, we made it a point not to read any of the blurbs. So these are all actually
okay.
Yeah. A lot of these books we've heard of and we're like, yeah, we want to get that, but we never read the blurb, or if we heard it, it was like maybe on Comic Shop Wednesday for Drink with Crazy.
Also, man, you gotta film yourself opening it, man. If you're doing any booktube kind of stuff, you gotta have the package opening streams, man, or videos even. It's fun.
That's what we were saving them all up for. 18 books here.
That's a lot, man.
Yeah, there's 18 books here. And that would have been awesome just to quick cuts, just super, snappy editing or whatever. But we ended up moving and stuff, so.
You had a thing. You had a thing come up,
Yeah, it's just we wanted to stream tonight, and it's do we just put all that on hold to do a bunch of unboxing? I mean, the answer is yeah, probably, but we wanted to stream tonight, so here we are.
The ideal answer is you could do both, but life's not perfect and it's busy, so do the best you can.
So I see Stormcrow in the chat.
Yo.
Hey, my lovelies, good to see you all are doing okay. And Christian, you better be ready for Saturday, says Stormcrow. Lord Crow says, be prepared to eat crow. From
what he's talking about is on the Lord Otter's channel. We do a Dark Augment stream. It's a sci-fi a cyberpunk version of Savage Worlds kind of game. And so in the last game where we played, he and I put a cattle prod up a guy's ass, and then Stormcrow,
as you do,
finished him off, so to say. So,
so you got all inside. Okay, so you got inside the man from behind in his anal cavity, and then Stormcrow finished him off. That's what you're saying?
Without being too crude, he got DP'd to death with legendary powered weapons.
All right. I'm sure that's the plot of at least one of these books we have here.
Oh God, I hope so.
Oh, I see Sarah Pirkazola. I think Pirkala. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. I know you get that a lot. Sarah S. Kirk in the chat. Nothing better than curling up with a stack of books in front of a fireplace.
But Sarah, I have just
agree.
one question for you. Have you ever fallen asleep because you were too lazy to put your books away and you just put them on your bed when you got home? That's been me.
Well, wait.
I get home from half-price books. I put them down on the bed, take care of life stuff, and it's like, oh man, I'm tired. Go to lay down. I'm like, oh, I'll just crawl underneath these. It'll be fine.
So, I know what you mean. And, the amount of times I've fallen asleep with it, I don't know. It goes on. But I'm excited that Sarah jumped in the chat here because as if heralded from another world, a powerful world, she's foretold her own book appearing on stream.
Ooh. Whoa, I've never even heard of this book, man. That looks incredible.
Yeah. And we have another guest here.
Another AC Pritchard.
Yeah, literally. AC Pritchard. AC Pritchard on stream. How's it going, AC? How do you feel?
Hey, little man. What's up, brother?
Tell us how you feel. Nice. Good to know.
He's practicing stoicism. That's what's happening.
He is.
Baby.
He's been reading
away from you. That's cool.
Marcus Aurelius recently.
I just showed it because she's commenting. That's all. Yeah.
I might
You
need
weren't
to get
going to
that
make
book.
her wait until the very end to know?
No, just in case. I understand
Yeah.
people have
Yeah.
times.
Well, why don't you do hers next?
All right. The next comment she said is, that's why I usually read my Kindle in bed, so when it falls from the lifeless hands, it's pretty quiet. And then, of course, the hard eyes for the baby.
Oh.
So.
Yeah.
Again, here's that cover. It's an angel and a demon, or a couple of angels.
Bro, it
I
looks
love that cover.
it looks so that's a
Yeah.
I have no idea who she is. That looks so cool though.
Oh, you've never heard of Sarah?
No,
Kirk?
never had a inkling, nothing. Not a nothing.
Well, then this stream is you're the perfect guest for this stream, sir. I'm trying to find who did the cover here.
She's wonderful.
When Katie's reading, I'll look up who did the cover.
Where are you going?
All right, so here's the blurb for S. Kirk. The book is Powers and Principalities, short fiction by S. Kirk.
All right.
Pierce Gala,
That's all you
I will say. A young girl confronts an ancient evil seeking to enslave her family. Is her book learning enough to save them? When a clever scientist creates a fabulous entity, will his dreams of fame be destroyed as he battles for the creature's loyalty? On his first day in office, the new American president learns some mind-bending truths about his duties. Is he strong enough to stand up to the true powers behind the throne? 16 short pieces from award-winning author S. Kirk, Pierce Gala. They blend humor, horror, and adventure in a collection of diverse fables. Pick it up, guys. We did. It's going to be great. I can already tell. I like to gravitate towards the collection of short stories whenever possible.
Oh, well, I mean, you did so in your own writing. It only makes sense that you'd kind of gravitate towards that in your reading in some part as well.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you just get a lot of content. You know what I mean?
Well, it's like, especially like when you consider some of the greats, like some of my favorite authors from older times were like Robert E. Howard and Michael Moorcock, and a lot of their stories are very short, and they both did quite a few shorter book, like kind of a short story collection, Thornstop.
Yeah. S. Kirk. Sarah says her cover's AI, and her children hate it. Divisive.
Where is it? Oh,
I did wonder if it was AI, but it's at least good looking AI. There's a lot of obviously bad AI out there.
I think the point is like
is bad AI out there. My daddy's right.
Yes.
Yep.
Bad AI.
Daddy's always right.
hold on.
Okay.
This is you guys. So just so everyone knows, we have not read these.
Yeah, I told.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You guys can talk about that for a minute. I'll be right back. He's going to bed now.
Yeah, we haven't read these yet.
Night.
Night.
Wait. There
Sleep
you go.
good. It was nice seeing you.
Where's my?
It's right here.
So
Hold on, 1 sec.
she's reading the blurb here. Yeah. There.
Wait, I need to not have people talk in my ear.
Okay. So. There's the subject of AI is pretty divisive these days, but I think what it all comes down to is intent. Human intent, though, is a pretty dark thing in and of itself, as we can see from history. But I mean, that's not to say there's not people with good intent. And I mean, Sarah is a colleague and never seems like she has negative intent, and still works with artists and the way she needs to, but every now and then you just need a quick cover for a bunch of short stories, for example. And
this is amazing. I'm so excited. I really love short stories, but 16 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have noticed that it seems like it's really difficult. Don't do that.
Okay.
You don't need to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to move over a second. I really I think there's a huge challenge in making, 16 short stories in here. That's not as easy, like when we went through his, for example, it's like there's so much, it seems like just to make the perfect story, you have to add all of this stuff in, but then you can't add too much. Then you're adding too much, and it's just like, just such a formula.
Yeah, yeah.
But I feel like it's even harder with short stories because, you have to fit so much into such a small thing. But I'm really excited about this.
With each story, you gotta build an entire world, establish a setting, new characters, world setting characters over and over again, and then each time with like a different plot and conflict involved. So, you can really see like an author's there's a reason there's like a lot. Each author has like some sort of short story collection. It seems like, especially indie authors these days.
Read this
I know
first.
I personally did it because it's a great way to. It's like a primer for the world of my novel, and it respects the time schedule of the reader. In it that they can just stop after one story or like skim the whole book and pick whatever story sounds the best for what they have time for.
So we've done 2, right?
Yeah.
These
I
2.
think so, yeah.
And Arch Snows.
Yeah.
Okay, so I really want to read both of these, but I really want to read hers like tonight.
Yeah.
I read a little bit of the first story and I'm like, I'll keep reading.
You hear that, Sarah? You got a new fan.
Oh, that's why I can't open up the other ones because I'll just want to keep reading.
McCoppin in the chat. We copped a McCoppin.
Yay.
Oh, dearie. McCoppin might want to stick around. But it's Katie's turn for book reading.
Okay.
How's it going, McCoppin?
I'm going to do this one because we've had this one for a while. It's Bloody Famous by Sean. I don't know. I think it's Roland. I guess I don't know. Oops. Sorry.
Let's see. Oh, Sean
Bloody
Roland.
Famous.
Sean
A Cityscape with Blood.
Bloody Famous.
All right, here we go. A series of brutal murders have left the police with too few clues and too many bodies. Through a series of home invasions with no sign of forced entry, multiple families all over Los Angeles have been tortured, murdered, and worse at the hands of an unseen killer. With no link between the families, locations, or even events, detectives have no direction for stopping these senseless killings. He's too excited about Bluey right now. Sorry. Out of options, they've turned to Andrew Miller, a veteran of both the U.S. military and the L.A. streets, with extensive experience of the different aspects of Los Angeles. Andrew can go and do what the cops can't. But when the killer, who is more machine than man, and his cult of followers and hangers-on become more than random in their crimes and more focused on Andrew, can he protect those around him? If so, will he survive the experience?
Ooh.
So it's definitely like an action thriller mystery.
We got a classic mystery. Someone says people are dying, but who is responsible?
Yeah.
Yeah. Will the hero be a hero?
Yep. I like Sean Rowland. Also another
he's a really great guy.
super based dude. He has some good takes on Twitter actually. And
that's always nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
You start following like an author or someone who creates, and it's like, oh, this is great, and then they start posting stuff, and sometimes it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
You can find him.
Oh, yep.
I don't know people's handles a lot of the times. Oh yeah, Rollins Laws. Sorry if I don't know how to say it. It's at ROWLANDS_laws LAWS. So
Rowland's Laws.
I mean X, Twitter, X, whatever.
Twix.
I don't fucking call it Twix. That's stupid. I don't agree with people.
And another.
I like the candy bar though.
Yeah.
My teeth don't.
Twix is good. And with McCoppin appearing in the chat, that's another author Foreshadowing. Bam, bam,
Also, Andy, Katie, also, if you want me to pipe in and read a few more of them, if you can bring it up on screen, like on Amazon or something, I can read it that way. Because I own most of these books, but I don't have them all here with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
After I read this next one, why don't you go ahead and pick one of your three, and you can go, since you've been so kindly, patiently waiting.
Yeah, let's just go in a circle.
I'm having a great time, man. It's all good.
Okay. So, McCoppin, foreshadowing his own book, we got Record of the Paladins, The Book of Oliver by B.P. McCoppin.
Dude, I loved that freaking book. My dad did too. I got him the audiobook, and it was fantastic, man.
I like the I particularly like the spine work on this one, just because it's just like ROTP, Oliver, McCoppin. Let's go. Let's go. And the metal, you know, that metal look.
Studs.
Yeah. It makes me actually excited for the inevitable real super hyper realistic version of this that will probably exist at some point.
Hold on.
With a real like metal plating.
Do you have?
What's
do we
that?
have one?
No.
What?
So the blurb for this one is demons are real. They walk this world. Quite the hook there, McCoppin. I like that. I'm going to switch over to comments here so I can read it. And so you don't got to look at just us here while I'm reading. Demons are real. They walk this world. To combat Satan's hordes, Christianity relics on its secret weapons, Paladins. Oh, sorry. Christianity relies. Sorry. I don't know why I was reading relics. It's my nerdy brain just like picking out nerdy words. Sorry. So, to combat Satan's hordes, Christianity relies on its secret weapons, Paladins. Full stop. There we go. I like that. Oliver has visions. He hears voices. When he meets a beautiful stranger who seems to know why, Oliver must choose to answer the call of Christianity's mysterious order or never know the truth he's been searching for.
There's no option at that point, for sure.
Dive into the world just beyond the edge of perception, a place where demons terrorize and crusaders wage war. Journey with Oliver as he seeks the answer to the riddle of his life. What is my purpose? Something we all ask ourselves, I think. Complete in itself, Book of Oliver is the first novel in an epic series, Record of the Paladins.
And that sounds like it will be very epic.
Yeah.
So he just said right here.
Also, with him bringing that up, the gun on that cover, Brian, because of how cool that gun is in the story and how much I liked the visual of it.
Bang, bang, boom, boom.
Concept art for my comic that I had done by Metal Movies and Brewskis. The gun my character's holding is that exact gun. He looked it up and he got all the dimensions right. And
awesome.
He's like, you want to use Brian McCoppin's gun? I'm like, I don't know. It's just a gun. Yeah, let's do it, man. That'd be cool.
And I love that blurb.
Have you guys read that?
Chat.
Curious. Have you guys read that one?
Which one?
Brian's book.
Oh no, we just got all these for Christmas, and we've been like stockpiling them up and getting ready.
I thought you might have read it for some reason.
Yeah, oh no,
that book is fantastic, man. I did put a review for the book, obviously, on Amazon and Audible, but I might as well write up a review and put it on my Substack as well. Your book is fantastic, man.
Yeah.
Book 2. I hope book 2 comes out soon this year, man. That would be fantastic.
I think I've seen him talking about some stuff on there, and he's always busy. McCoppin's always doing stuff, so I have no doubt there'll be more.
It's funny, man. Every time I feel like I'm starting to get to know everybody, like in the space, I know there's always more I haven't seen yet. But it's like, oh hey, here's like 17 more people that we all know and you don't. I'm like, oh dude, how do you guys keep up with everybody? It's insane.
And you, speaking of you not knowing who Sarah was, Kirk, Brian says that she was the beta reader for book 1, so, or a beta reader. So yeah, it's a small world. It's great. It's great.
All right. So I figured it's my turn. We can wait till Katie gets back, but she should be familiar with this one. I figured, this one could give a little reading back here.
Yeah, go for it.
Also, like, I may have to get the new cover just because I like it, but I kind of like having the OG one too. I'm a nerdy collector. It's kind of something I like. But all right. Should we wait for Katie, or should I just go for it? Wait a second.
Get ready to do it here. Let me ask if you. Okay, so Katie's back. You can go ahead and read that. Let me see if I can focus on you.
Me or him?
Kahuna. Okay. Let me solo. There we go.
There we go.
Okay, hold on. Have we looked up? Wait. Before that, did you say where we can find Macopin?
Yeah, Macopin is on Twix at BP Macopin, if I remember it right. I'll look it up right now. If you want to start reading that, I'll have it ready by the time you're done.
All right.
Hi, baby orcs.
Fire beats against the cold and the dark, but all the lights eventually fade. Spanning across blackened, war-torn country, vast oceans, and into the dark heart of sacred groves. Mortal Descent recounts 3 tales of triumph, tragedy, war, and family within the grim world of Arche. Here, a vengeful reptile queen unites her people to call the wrath of dragons down upon an invasive nation. A soldier died so many times, he doesn't know his own name, but remembers what it means to be human. And an orc king seeks a peaceful death in a faraway land of summer, which is easier said than done for the children of winter. Throughout the ages, legends have leaped frozen, unimaginable the ancient world. Big drive and they lapse, and entire solutions can be wiped out in but in this anthology of forgotten fantastical archives, even myths are doomed to die. And that's it, man. I'm sure, rumor has it that these people have a YouTube channel, supposedly. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
I heard
I'm sure the link will be available. Mortal Descent. This is the OG cover, so you probably can't find this one, but the newer, possibly better cover should be available on Amazon, and it's well worth it. It's a quick read, and I had a blast reading it, man. I have a lot of thoughts on it.
I appreciate you taking the time, buddy. Yeah, there is a second cover, and there will be a new cover when I launch the audiobook. So like you'll have some options to go with. The new one is from my comic book artists, and it's like a pulp theme. It's all just like, it has that white background still, but it's all like
all the characters are on it, right?
Yeah, it's like oversaturated, sketchy lines and no color, but then just there's like blood splatters. It's I'm pretty excited to launch that.
Having read the stories, that's the blood splatter may be appropriate.
yeah, I figured. All right, babe, you want to go ahead for one?
All right. Next up. Again, I'm not positive how to say his name, but I think it's Jason J. McQuiston.
McQuiston, yeah.
McQuiston? Okay. McQuiston? No. McQuiston.
It's like, let's just insult everybody, yeah.
I chose Project Notebook.
Oh, I've been meaning to read that one, yeah.
So I thought that was a glare for a second. Okay. Here we go. In the summer of 1947, weeks before something fell to earth near Roswell, New Mexico, the skies above the Pacific Northwest were filled with the mysterious lights and strange phenomena. Members of a top-secret organization are dispatched to investigate the Maury Island incident in Washington, where their first encounter with the unknown results in the team being scattered across Seattle and Tacoma, disarmed and suffering from amnesia. As eyewitnesses to the strange events begin turning up and as apparent suicides, the team of elite World War II veterans must regroup and uncover the truth behind these extraordinary circumstances, even if it means facing their own self-destruction. Project Notebook. Come join the investigation. I'm always down for some World War II related stuff and aliens for sure. So I'm pretty excited about this.
They go together well.
I forgot that it basically takes place in my front yard as well, based on where I live. And like back when it was a little rougher, but ultimately better. I'm nostalgia for a time I never saw.
Right. It's weird how that era has like nostalgia for people who were like not even close to there. We weren't even there. Like 60 years away, 70. Anyway, that was Jason McHuston, and he's on Twitter at Jason. So it's at Jason J McHuston, MCUISTON. And the last one was BP McCoppin, the one before Kahuna, and his Twitter is actually Brian McCoppin, not BP McCoppin. So I misled everybody with that. It's Brian McCoppin on Twitter. And this was Jason McHuston, MCCUISTON. Jason J. McHuston on Twitter.
Also, we got W.S. Wentworth and B.A. Turner in the chat. What's up, yo?
What up? What? So also, we have another list of books that we're going to do a second round with this. So if anyone has any recommendations for Iron Age authors and books, throw them our way. And I was going to say something else, but I can't remember shit.
So if any of our friends' books aren't here for whatever reason, it's, either because we just ran out of funds this time around Christmas, or, didn't get around to it this time around. But there will be more rounds of this stream in the future, just so everybody knows.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's a great thing to do. Plus, this is a nice way to get kind of a taste tester, like a little flavor test of all these different books for anyone who hasn't read any of these books. I have books by almost everyone in the chat except for Sarah, actually. But yeah.
Well, there's some that no, there's only two that we have, two, like a 1 and a 2 of them, and that was really hard to do when there are people we still haven't gotten any from yet. But yeah, that's why we just only did 2.
Yeah.
People's, but
it's honestly the reason I've kind of held back from getting into Blaine Pardoe. Not because I have any qualms with him or his writing. His writing is really good. But the guy, he has like 9 books in one of his series, man. It's like, I want to buy, I know if they're as good as I think they are, I'm going to need to read the next one, so I need to get all of them.
Oh, boy.
Commitment, man.
Yeah. I have a series of books. I mean, she's got to be in the at least 30s now. It's just Janet Ivanovich, so she's like a big time author.
I used to read those, yeah.
The Stephanie Plum ones.
Yeah, I read maybe
well,
5
she's
or 6
got
of those.
well, Metro Girl and Motormouth that's just like a two book series of hers also, and then I think she has. I mean, I have other books by her too, but it's I think I'm up to 13 or 14, and I have some in between the numbers, and then some random ones that I found.
Yeah,
it's just
it's a lot. Yeah. I read 2 18-book series that I'd never read before in 1 year. By that would be the Dresden Files and the Longmire Mystery series. I read all 18 books in both series in 1 year. That was a lot.
Right.
Okay, so we should probably do that.
All right, Andy. I think it's your turn, brother.
All right. So my next one, I will go ahead and do.
Who's your good boy?
Oh, who's your best boy? We have a good boy behind the computer that you might have saw.
Yeah, I saw him earlier.
And then we have his mini twin roller right here that really resisted me lifting his head up. Oh, such a good boy.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, Mom, good Lord, leave me alone. But
This guy was supposed to be about 35 pounds. He is tiny looking, but he's 80 pounds.
Oh,
that's impressive.
He's supposed, like well over twice the amount that he was supposed to be. Oh, I was sitting on it later. I'm like, I think they just lied. Yeah.
I feel like they do that because people don't want like huge dogs. Like, why? I love big dogs. The bigger, the better. Give me a big beast.
Yeah. My favorite dog of all time was an accident litter.
We got Johnny Douglas, the orc chief himself, in the chat. So, John, you might want to stick around, buddy. And we got Dan the Destructor for my next book.
Oh yeah, that was a fun book, dude.
Barbarians of the Storm, Book 1, by Rob Rhymes.
Robinson Rhymes.
So, Mr. Rhymes was one of the first people I came in contact with again when I rejoined Twitter. And he was kind enough to answer a few questions I had when I published my first book. And, a lot of these people, we got their books. They've been here in the climb since we kind of went, like public with all this and like started pursuing editing and writing and stuff. And, not only did we get a story from each of these, we have our own personal story from each of these authors, and the stream is just particularly fun for us. We have to say. Same with Xander. He agrees.
Okay.
He's very excited about all these books. Obviously, that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. He agrees.
Well,
but
that's a great thing about indie is because if you want to and you reach out, you can actually get to know. You have a much higher chance of getting to know the author behind the work, or the musician, or anything of that nature. And especially in the Iron Age, which is so collaborative too, people are often very willing to work with you. And yeah, it's been an extraordinary experience being able to hear all the behind the scenes of all these books that we read.
Right. And I mean, like, a new colleague or friend is infinitely more valuable than like a book that maybe you didn't even, I don't know, even if you loved it, I don't know. A friend is better than that, I think. I don't know. But the blurb for Barbarians of the Storm.
Dan the Destructor.
Dan the Destructor by Rob Rhymes. There have been countless legends, and with that, countless heroes destined to be the chosen one. Dan is not that person. Sucked into an exotic, barbarous world, Dan meets a jovial warrior and finds himself on an adventure he could have never imagined, battling monsters, demons, armies, and evil sorcerers. Dan the Destructor is a mixture of sword and sorcery and post-apocalyptic B-movies presented in a quick-paced pulp novel format. It's fun, badass, fantastical, and action-packed. TalkingPulpPress.com. Barbarians of the Storm, Book 1, by Rob Rhymes. Pick it up. Talking Press. What is it?
And having read the first book, I need to read the second one.
Quite a while too.
Right.
It's people we really knew about and added.
Right. And that website again is Talking Pulp Press. And yeah, what Katie said, he was one of the first people. So I mean, the guy's a busy dude. Like,
he posts a lot. He posts more than almost anybody, actually.
Well, he's going hard, like taking it seriously. Which, I mean, there's a lot of respect from me to that guy personally, just because I see you see the grind You know what I mean? And
he's putting in the work for sure.
Yeah. And that you'll see some common themes in the stream tonight. Like everybody here is so freaking hardworking. They're so hardworking. You know what I mean?
Oh, every single
one of these. Every single one.
What's also, yeah. Oh, what was that?
So glad to hear it's not just my kids interrupting, Sean Rowland says. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. It's all good, though. Xander's just excited. And what were you going to say, Kahuna? What were you going to say?
I can't. Oh, yeah, no, that's the thing, too. And, like, a lot of these people, even if their first book or first kind of writing isn't great, everybody's getting better all the time. And every story that I've read, even the one or two that I actually didn't like, they all feel they're so uninhibited and so personal to each individual, which is something you really don't get that much in the mainstream anymore, which is disappointing. Like your story felt very like I could feel you in the book. That sounds weird, but it's the truth, man.
Oh, I fucking love that. I would love to hear more about that. Honestly, we should. If you ever have like an in-depth thing, you know.
Dude, I'll have you on an episode of Iron Age Legends. I had the first episode with Lord Otter the other day, and this weekend I have MD Boncher coming on. So yeah, that'll be good, man.
MD Boncher, and dude, I fucking love I love all these authors are just like characters in and of themselves. Douglas, I have that. Yeah, dude. I think a few of us here have a lot of the same books. I'm sure.
You might have meant Daka, but still.
Oh, he has Daka. Yeah, we all need more Daka. John's writing right now while he's listening, so that's awesome. Thanks.
So I'm wondering if he's writing the next part of Ragoff's story, or if he is writing the other first book, the alternate entry to his world.
Little Debbie
yeah, that is a curious thing. Like once an author puts a book out, when all they have to do is simply say, "Hey, I'm writing." Like, oh, what are you writing? A sequel, prequel, new thing, old thing? What's going on? You know what I mean?
Well, John himself, he has stated that he will not he will not go back he will not do a prequel story because he feels like that inherently undermines the stories that were written before. But he says he'll have two entry points, and that is he has the Black Crown, and then I think the other one is going to be the Lionheart or something of that nature.
Oh, cool. Ooh, the Lionheart. I like that. And
Erik
Wag.
Dude.
Wag. Erik Wag.
You're being really loud in my ear, babe. I can hear it so loud next to me and in here.
Yeah, we're like
it's my fault, Katie.
Yeah.
It's not though, because I
just get so excited.
Yeah, it's just annoying having to repeat myself like 100 million times in this house for everything. So
hail to Erik Wag, and buddy, you might want to stick around. Spoiler.
Also, I think, after reading all these great blurbs and talking about all these amazing people, I think it's time we had a palate cleanser with some cringe.
Let's do it.
This is a book I got from my family for Christmas, The Fourth Wing. It's been the most pushed mainstream book I've seen in a while in fantasy.
Wait, let me pull that up again.
Really?
Hold on.
Yeah. The Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. And I have not read it yet, so maybe it's fine, but the blurb is something.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Let's hear that blurb.
Oh. Okay, top. It's a quote by somebody. A dragon without its rider is a tragedy. A rider without their dragon is dead. Okay, anyway. Anyone else feel like changing their mind? Zayden shouts, scanning the remaining rows of cadets with the same shrewd gaze of the navy blue dragon behind him. No? Excellent. Roughly half of you will be dead by this time next summer. The formation is silent except for a few untimely sobs from my left.
Oh, man.
A third of you again the year after that, and the same your last year. No one cares who your mommy or your daddy is here. It's so hard to... Even King Tari's second son died during his threshing.
So tell me again, do you feel invincible now that you've made it into the Riders Quadrant? Untouchable? Elite? No one cheers.
Oh.
Another blast of heat rushes, this time directly at my face, and every muscle in my body clenches, preparing for incineration. But it's not flames, just steam. And it blows back Rhiannon's braids as the dragons finish their simultaneous exhale. The breeches of the first year ahead of me darken, the color spreading down his legs. They want us scared. Mission accomplished. It's so okay.
I'm terrified.
Wait, is that done?
No.
Is that no? Oh.
Well, I mean, I hope it doesn't end that way, but like,
Almost.
how many times do they have to fucking talk about death and death so far?
I have thoughts.
You share them in just as okay. Because you're not untouchable or special to them. Zayden points towards the Navy Dragon and leans forward slightly, like he's letting us in on a secret as we lock eyes. To them, you're just prey.
Is that it?
That's it. Oh.
Wait, no, hold on. Okay, read the last part again.
Because you're not untouchable or special to them. Zayden points towards the Navy Dragon and leans forward slightly, like he's letting us in on a secret as we lock eyes. To them, you're just prey.
That's it?
That's it. I think it's just a scene from the book.
So they just took a scene.
A real blurb.
Let me break this down. Let me see if I got this correctly.
Yeah.
They just took a scene from the book directly, and it's a heavy dialogue scene. So the blurb on the back is just all quotations, and it's long.
Internal dialogue and external monologue.
And there's a name within that long block of dialogue that is hard to pronounce. So people will just kind of
Rhiannon.
Yeah, you lost me. Yeah.
Rhiannon's.
I can't even.
Rhiannon's. Yeah.
Rhiannon's. Okay. Well, all right. Yeah. There's a version of this that works, but this ain't it.
I've seen where they put a scene in the back of the book, but it's usually not all they put. They usually put a portion of a scene and then maybe a couple and that can work.
And
this is not this. I don't think this is the mission accomplished.
Right.
Terrible line. Why would you have to?
And it's like a really laid on thick movie trailer, but like I don't know. And I mean the gritty details weren't the worst. You know, there was some moments in there that's like, okay, they're describing some things, but then they kind of over describing some things. And this is just the blurb, so it's like, what's going on?
It's like, so much. It's so much, man.
I like cheesy stuff. Like Janet Ivanovich, for example, can be really cheesy.
Yeah, but you have to be clear about what your tone is. This is like that, but also like super serious and people die all the time kind of thing.
I love when you zoom in like that. It's hilarious.
I love these little one-off lines too. It's no one cheers.
No one cheers. Oh, we lost a Kahuna.
Oh no,
we lost a Kahuna, but he will be back.
No one cheers. Gone.
He will be back. No one cheers.
Do you think he?
No one cheers.
Hey, baby. Oh.
No one cheers.
It's so bad. Anyway, so that's the palate cleanser. Yo, RH Snow, you have joined us.
She says, E. This is a party. Look at all the beautiful people. Heart emoji. That was my robotic AI voice.
Dude, your
speech
voice
text.
is loud.
This is a party. Look at all the.
All right, who did the last book?
That was Kahuna.
No,
so now it's you.
I know that he did. I mean, of us.
I did Dan the Destructor. It's on top. So you're next.
Next up, Katie Pritchard reads like a boss.
All right. Yes. So this is, I actually just recently started following her, Allison Wade.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, she's great.
Yeah, I'm going to look up her Twitter. And by the way, I'm sorry, you guys, if these people have Substacks and things like that or channels that we aren't aware of or don't think of at the time. It might slip our mind, or if we just miss their Twitter or whatever. We try to shill everyone's stuff, but
yeah, in the future we will refine this if this is something that you guys like, and I could easily whip up a list of like links and name, Twitter, Amazon.
We can also do reading a bunch of blurbs, even if we don't have the books, like on Amazon.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
Because we can't buy all of the ones we'd like to, so we should do just a weekly blurb reading or something.
Right, and these are our like personal taste too. So like it's not
even I thought about having a buying stream, like where my next time I go to Amazon and start and buy my next batch of books, like just go through and read them all and be like, well, I like this is my impression, this is my interaction or non-interaction with this person, and I think this is worth the risk of like possible disappointment or possible enjoyment in buying that story. So yeah, I thought about doing something kind of similar. It'd be fun.
I can't stand Twitter because I look her up. John Douglas, there's certain people where I look up their name, even if I type it exactly how their handle is and it doesn't come up. It's really frustrating.
Twix is weird. Like you figured that their search engine would be slightly more intuitive, and it's really not.
Yeah.
Right. We were gonna tag everyone, but it's like how?
Yeah, how?
Okay, so anyway, I'll just get on with it.
Yeah, like, show the
her
people.
book is Flower of Light.
Yeah.
I want to buy that book.
And then it's the Eternal Stones book 1.
Yep, I read this on one of my reading streams recently, like a portion of it.
Did you?
It was really good. I thought her writing was fantastic.
All right. Here we go. This is a quote. It starts out with a quote. At the dawn of the... It's so hard to read in the dark, sorry. At the dawn of the 10th spring, what was shattered will return whole. For centuries, the Flower of Light has kept the balance of the Blue End Empire. Each generation, new wardens are chosen to protect the sacred stones and master their incredible powers. But not everyone can bear the weight of destiny in the same way, and it's easy to stray from the path of light. Sure is. 10 years ago, the circle was broken and the true power remained hidden, but now the time has come for a new balance. The time has come for the fated wardens to awaken and set things right. Fire and water, earth and sky, equals and opposites. 8 are chosen by the constellations from all corners of the empire, destined to cross their paths and rediscover what was lost, facing the darkness that looms over the world of light. Flower of Light is the first book in the Eternal Stone series, a story of magic and adventure, ominous prophecies, and unwavering hope. So, it's cryptic in its ways.
It reads a little bit more like a mainstream blurb, but a good one.
I agree. Yeah. And it's totally like this book sounds like it's right up my alley, to be honest.
Yeah. It sounds unique too. Like there's some Avatar vibes a little bit with like the elemental stuff, but it goes far enough away from that with I don't know, it kind of had this poetic dark tone to it. So
yeah, and the mention of the
like
constellations
too.
Cosmic. It's a little bit. It's like cosmic Avatar. It's like the vibe I got.
Well, the mention of the constellations and elements and everything is very,
is that her way
metaphysical.
Is that her way of saying her character just like follows star signs or something?
Well, I think, and the magic that's tied in here too, like. I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah.
But,
cosmic wizards.
But I don't know. Like, you have to be an idiot to think magic isn't real in real life. Like, are you saying? Because we were talking about this before, but electricity, that's Wi-Fi, like radio, that shit is straight up magic.
Yeah.
And medicine is alchemy. So.
Well, like, even think of a cell phone. It's like, so you're saying with a push of a button, you can talk to somebody 3,000 miles away.
What are we doing right now?
Yeah.
We're not just talking. I can see you. Like
this is magic happening.
We're in the same room, buddy. And then the chat. Like, what does that mean for them? Are we all just, this is a party? Like, it's literally a party.
It is.
It's awesome.
It's a big fat party.
Magic. You know, if you showed this to like medieval people, they'd be like, you just like opened a portal and like you like opened a window into another world somehow. And it's like emitting light. It'd just be crazy. I don't know. But anyway, that was a good one. I will pull mine now.
After reading it on stream, I decided I need to buy that book. It's in my list.
Mm-hmm.
And all of these people that talk shit about Iron Age authors being low quality, I mean, we haven't read a bad blurb so far. Besides your mainstream. Yeah. Are you serious? And this was very much, you know, people on our radar that we got books from. So, you know, it's a lot of different people and different genres and things like that. And they're all pretty, they take it seriously, you know. They work really hard.
I love how different every book has been so far. It's been pretty awesome.
Yeah, no two books fall into the same exact category.
What if we get one that's like an exact replica of another
That'd
blurb?
be weird.
No.
I did when I rejoined Twitter and first joined the Iron Age, I accidentally named Mortal Descent the same thing as another author. It was not called the RK Chronicles. I didn't even have a name for my world yet. I was just trying to pants a little bit and world build that way. I was world building by pantsing a little bit. And
you can, but you have to be careful a little
exactly.
bit. I'm sure you figured that out.
Yeah, I was careful. I had rules. But it was called just the Elder Earth because it's very Earth-like. There's just, you know, I got my rules for my world building or whatever, and somebody else had that and shit. And like,
no, I heard, yeah,
dude. When I found that, I was like, oh my, dude. I was upset at first. I was like, why did nobody tell me? Not really, but I was just like, we need some sort of streamlined system in the Iron Age to like who released what. You know?
People are probably afraid to tell people stuff like that.
I was really happy when the dude contacted me directly.
They don't want to be the bearer of bad news.
The dude contacted me directly on Twitter. He was like, "This is awkward," and I'm like, "Oh, you're right. I'll change it." And I did. It's good. Good stuff, though. I have a name of my world now.
It's like finding out that you and your buddy have dated the same girl at some point. It's like, oh, no.
Or are like currently dating. Yeah.
Actually, that's more akin, but that's worse.
The same name. Yeah. So anyway,
so bro, like, you want her, like, what?
you keep the name. You keep the name. It's soiled now. Anyway. This next book is from Erik Wag. Erik Wag. W-A-A-G. Wag, if you're going to go traditional. Citadel of the Seven
Swords.
Book 1. Skarli, the Wandering Sword.
Hell yeah.
You get the traditional, like, oh yeah, that good barbarian art in there. Backside is just basically blurb. There we go. If I can get it. Anyway, let me take you on a journey with the Vag. I'm sorry if that's cringe to you, Erik, but
it's a wonderful Vag, yeah.
Everybody gets it. You know, Douglas still owes me Sasquatch jerky.
Bye, Snowball. Love you.
Have a good night, Snowball. I look forward to our Sasquatch barbecue, Douglas, by the way. I know you're still listening. But anyway, this blurb, old school sword and sorcery. Sword swinging thrills. Skardi desires, I think it's Skardi. Or Scarred. Skarde?
Skardi. Skarde is how I always
imagined it. Scarred. I don't know.
Don't be it.
Desires to be free. Yet his mighty sword arm, quick thinking, and daring only seem to keep him one step ahead of the grave. Trapped on a savage volcanic island, Skardi clashes with an antediluvian wizard, an army of warrior cultists, and a hidden monstrosity just to live another day. Along the way, he finds unsuspected friends, mysteries, a curse, and enemies, both bold and shadowy. Scardy, brash mercenary from the far north, travels the boundless world to sate his wanderlust and the desire for coin. Discover the unknown, the dangerous, and the wondrous in this volume of Scardy's adventures. From Erik Wag, Wag Books. And I believe that's his Twitter, Wag Books. Let me double check.
If my memory serves me, I think that's correct. Yeah.
Yes. Yep, Wag Books, at Wag Books. So
and that's also very different blurb, or book.
Good night, Sean.
Good night, Sean.
Good night. Oh, I didn't even see that you popped in. Thanks for stopping by. So that kind of reminds me of Skyrim a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of like Skyrim a little bit. I like that. A little bit.
Also, I love that the guy in the front, he's kind of like Conan the Barbarian, how you imagine him, if he was in a L'Oreal like hair product commercial.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
yeah, my hair.
It's like you can't conquer savage lands without your hair.
You're never gonna take Cold Mountain. No, that Maine though. That Maine. So Erik is another based author. Like all these people, we might as well just call this the based author one-stop shop stream or whatever. Because Wag, another dude who, sat through some of my annoying questions when I first rejoined, helped me through the publishing process a little bit. I spread out my annoying questions to different people. So I wasn't just like bombarding one person. I just tried my best to spread it out, and it paid off. And I learned a lot. So thanks, Erik, and everybody else mentioned for, kind of helping me get into this here. It's been
hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
A rising tide raises all ships. Some people, I've seen a few people treated like, how do I explain this? Treated like it's competition. Like you succeeding equals me not succeeding.
Scarcity mentality.
Yeah, but most people, especially in this, it's like if you buy one indie book, you're probably buying a few others, and then more, and you'll work your way down, man. It's fantastic. Exactly. Oh, good night, Brian. Thanks for popping by, man.
Night, McCoppin. Thank you. You made, you guys all make our night. Seriously, like getting these books we're gonna treasure these. So thanks for the stories. Sleep tight, buddy.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. Our lives are just made up of stories, and these stories add to ours. It's fantastic. It's a beautiful thing.
And like I said, each of these books has its own side story attached of like how I met these people and stuff like that. So it's pretty great. It's pretty great, pretty magical.
What are you talking about?
Stories within stories.
What are you talking about? How you met people?
Well, like Erik Wag helping me with some questions, and same way.
Oh, like right now, how you're talking?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like it was like written down somewhere, or like
no.
Where is this?
No.
Documentation. Okay.
Yeah, no. Erik's always been a supporter of my channel ever since he found me, and I've helped him figure out some of the equipment he wanted to use to improve his YouTube setup, and he has some new equipment, man. In his last video, the audio sounded beautiful. Way better. All right, so I suppose here it's my turn. Let's see, John A. Douglas. I won't name names, but I was told by confidential sources that one indie author in our sphere who is bitter about how well my book did. Oh, bro, you're gonna get that. It's disappointing that it's in our space, but I expect you'd find that almost anywhere.
And that really, really upsets me because honestly, it's usually more of a problem with women not supporting other women and being like the pick me kind of people. Like,
I've seen that a lot, yeah.
Like, I don't know, if you can't be so happy for other people for succeeding, like, fuck off, man. Like, I get it if you're like, a little bit jealous because you didn't do as well or something like that. But just internalize that shit. It's not worth even making it a big deal, you know? And just use it to work harder on your own stuff. So
yeah, treat it as motivation. Yeah. And what I was going to, hold that thought real quick.
It's well-deserved.
Yeah. What I was going to say is, sometimes even family and close friends get this attitude that John mentioned about jealousy for success. And, it's human. It's a human thing.
Yeah. And one thing is like, we're supposed to build culture in the Iron Age, and like we've dealt with very unsupportive family and friends, and the Iron Age family that we've built has supported us so much. It's ridiculous. Yeah. And so we're actively like trying to build that culture. So it's really disappointing to hear that.
Yeah.
I'm really, really sad.
Well, I haven't seen any ripples or like anybody make a big splash about it. So maybe they are just internalizing it, like you said. But like if John got wind of it, that means somebody was told somewhere along the line. Or, this could have a reverse effect where maybe it's just like a small pebble, like, I'm kind of salty about that. And then the ripples get bigger and bigger as it reaches John, and he's like, dude, he's fucking pissed about that. You know what I mean?
Oh,
maybe he doesn't really actually care.
So that is a really big thing too, because like, for example, I say something to someone, they turn around and say I said something completely different. Yeah. Like people exaggerate things, and or maybe they take it the wrong way and accidentally remember it wrong or whatever it is. So hopefully it wasn't like that. I don't know. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt too, but also people are known to be shitbags.
Yeah, and fake.
What? So. People are not. People are bad, Katie. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. No. I think that your success is amazing, and I hope that you and all of our Iron Age buddies, family, just keep getting more and more sales and recognition, because it's more than deserved. And for the love of God, can you guys stop selling yourselves short? Like if I freaking see one more book for like
$1, $2,
yeah, seriously,
$4,
make at least, please, on every single copy, digital, paperback, whatever. It doesn't matter what medium it is. Please make sure you're making at least a $5 profit on every single thing you sell, okay? If you want to have sales and stuff, fine. But you need to put food on the table, and you work hard. You deserve to get money for that. And I'm
especially with like digital books, I'll see someone like, hey, my digital book's only 99 cents. I'm like, it's a weird thing with me. It makes me not want to buy it.
Yeah.
That's another thing that we were just talking about too on Twitter. People equate money with quality. So when they see a $2.99 book, they're going to think it's garbage quality. And I think that really helps perpetuate the myth that indie writers are trash and they're not good. Yeah, because they think that they have to sell it for less because they're not some famous author, or they're independent, self-published. It's not right. Stop it.
Now, so that isn't to say that it's not clever to like design one of your projects or something, like design an idea particularly to be sold cheaply just to gain exposure and stuff. Like, this is my promotional book. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm doing with Spirit Animals. It's completely free. That's the definition of selling myself short. Just I'm giving it away, and I'm going to give away. It's going to be like 7 novellas worth.
Yeah, but it's all part of a plan.
A promotional plan, from the get-go. Yeah.
It's not always a bad idea, but when you have every one of your books for way too cheap,
right. Then you're not making like even just like $1 on everything is like, what are you going to sell? 10,000 of those, 100 of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
500. That's when it's going to start adding up.
Also, Erik, that's not a bad idea. He has a sale for 99 cents for like the digital, but it's a pre-order only thing.
Right. Yes, and to follow up with what John and what happened?
Which one?
Oh, okay. It just scrolled. So what John and Erik are saying about the first books and sailing, having a sale for 99 cents, things like that. Like, that's what we mean though. Like, all of your books, not just like, yeah, you can have your first one, or yeah, that's okay. But just, we've seen people that have all of their books for way too cheap. In fact, I mean, not that I want to call them out, but I think one of the authors we actually are doing tonight, all of their books were way too cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you deserve to get paid for your hard work and your talent, your creativity, all of that. So yeah, don't be afraid to make money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is coming from me, who, like, I've gotten paid, like, after my agency's 20% commission, I've gotten a check for, I think my highest one in Minnesota was for 4.5 hours of work, which we ate for an hour of that. And after the 20%, I made between $6,000 and $8,000.
Yeah.
Holy smokes,
You know what I mean?
dude.
Like, the fashion industry is disgusting. So I've been like in
big business,
that world before.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, I'm not saying sell your book for $2,000.
Yeah,
like, it's not designer clothes. We're like, it's just a whole different world. And it's like, once you've been in that, and then you come and see people busting their ass and making 3 cents on a book, it's just so frustrating,
Yeah.
And yeah, like, almost no, like, if you go to Fashion Week, for example, you get paid trade that's not even your size. Like, you don't get paid for shows and stuff. So a lot of modeling, you don't even make money.
Here's some clothes that don't fit.
You build up your book and you get a lucky job here and there. So it's not like, yeah.
But it's like you got to gauge the level of it, like, don't give all of your stuff away, but it's okay to, like, plan these things, like John said about the first book, and like Erik says right here about the pre-order.
You all have good ideas about it. Yeah.
Sarah, well, I guess I'll go raise all my prices. Well,
yes, Sarah, go ahead.
Do it.
We're just saying funnel your sales, focus your sales a little bit more into like 1 or 2 avenues, and then just like really prop those up is what I'm guessing. But the thing is the problem is you see a lot of like successful indie authors talk about this constantly. They're like, oh, I gave my book away and then I'm rich now. It's like, okay. I think they're called fire sales or pop-up sales or something like that. There's a term for it where you just, like, for a limited time, basically give your shit away. And
it could have been your books that I saw if you're talking about raising your prices. I don't remember. And my point is not to put one person on blast.
Just general.
It's because I really, really, really am passionate about paying artists. We see all these corporations and people make money that do not deserve it. They don't work hard. It's just so gross. And you guys are pouring everything you have into it. Believe that you're good, like, you have a good product. You are creative. You're original. All of these amazing things, and you deserve to get compensated for it 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
And people will buy it for sure. And I think they'll buy more when they see it. Like, sorry, not to stop you there, but there's so many people like that freaking Irwin guy and all, people that have come at us already. I mean, I'm not even an author, and I've had people talking to me about, or replying about stuff, saying how indie authors aren't good. And I think that the price ties in with that idea, so I just, if we're going to build culture, I'm just trying to speak my mind and do my part to help if I can at all. But it's really gross because those people probably don't even read any Iron Age books. They probably don't even read the blurbs. They just have that idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some ideas are just viral. Yeah. Anyway, John, to put it more simply, and quote Craig Martell, the first book sells the third book, and that's true. We've been talking about this. There's different degrees of it, and small trad pub authors get ripped off. Also true.
They do.
Probably not 100% of them, because it's never like 100%. It's never 0%. But yeah, probably a lot of them.
Yeah,
a lot.
Sadly. Well, those contracts, they front you money you got to pay back.
Kahuna, was it your?
It is my turn, and actually, this will lead into a good point. Some people do know how to write good indie stories and also make money. And for that example, we have Shadow of the Conqueror by Chad M. Brooks.
Ooh.
That dude, like, whether you like story, look at that cover, dude. That's marketing, man. Holy smokes.
I really want Mike S. Miller to do my cover for A Promise of Starlight.
Oh, he did that one?
Yeah, he did. That's how I heard of. I heard of Mike because of Shad and because of George R. R. Martin. He did work for him, and
he did a Hedge Knight and Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. So,
fantastic stuff. Yeah, fantastic stuff. I really want him for a book cover, but a little pricey.
He's pricey, but he's really good, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Only one criticism of the graphic novel, but it's a funny one. Anyway.
Yeah.
So I'll read the blurb on Shadow of the Conqueror. Who better to fight the monsters of the world than the greatest monster the world has ever known? Dalen, once known as the Great Bastard, the Scourge of Nations, Dalus the Conqueror, has lived in hiding since his presumed death. Burdened by age and tremendous guilt, he thinks his life is coming to an end. Unbeknownst to him, he's about to embark on a journey towards redemption, where his ruthless abilities might save the world. Many battles await, with friends to be made and a past filled with countless crimes to confront. All the while, trying to keep his true identity a secret. Indeed, it might be too much, if not for the fabled power awaiting him. Not bad.
Yeah. See, I think this is trying to convey the same energy as that mainstream book that you presented, except it's doing it correctly.
Yeah, it does feel a bit like a commercial, but I think it communicates everything it needs to in a good way. Also, like even more art on the back too. It's just good.
It didn't really feel like it was going on and on at any point.
Yeah, it's like a good summary. There's not really like it's like the character of this happens, but it's not like too in depth, not full of spoilers.
Yeah, I got to appear with Shad on Iron Age Nights over on Drink with Crazies.
That's
channel.
Right. Yeah.
That was like, oh, that was awesome. And Shad interacts with me on Twitter every now and then, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
It's like I have some things with like some of his opinions I don't agree with, but the guy is so wholesome and he's so oh, sorry.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Did you do? I'm gonna do this one next.
Oh, you did.
Because
I'll be right back.
Okay, but yeah, what were you saying? His views?
It's like I think his views on AI are I just fundamentally on a mind and heart level disagree.
Yeah,
but
everybody has their thoughts.
Yeah. But he's such a good, wholesome person. He has his heart fully in it, man. And that's always been apparent in everything he's done.
It's like he's the type of dude that's like, here's my opinion. I'm going to be straightforward about it with you. You can have yours, but if you start coming at me about mine, then I'm going to have to defend my opinion, which might involve invalidating part of your opinion if it comes to that. You know what I mean? And it turns into these social situations, I'll say, but it ultimately ends up with just, I don't know, it's not like he's doing anything terrible. It actually is ending up working out in his benefit, like good publicity, if that makes sense. There is such a thing as bad publicity, as we've seen in the headlines from certain names on lists, So, but this, I don't think having an opinion on AI or like the Barbie movie is condemning worthy. I don't know.
I mean, people are going to have their opinions, and I know some people were so upset about the AI thing that they're like, okay, never mind, I'm done with them. Like, I vehemently disagree on a fundamental level, but it's one opinion, and it's completely fine that we can be cool and still disagree. I'm sure, despite not having found anything yet, I'm sure you and I disagree about something, and
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Well, like, what are we gonna do? Like, find out? It's like, oh, I'm never talking to you again. Get out of here. And
Yeah, it's
that's not
like
how that goes, man.
it's like, oh, Kahuna, you like that book. I don't like that book. All right, see ya. Here's to you, here's to me. The best of friends will always be, but if we should disagree, to hell with you, and here's to me.
I haven't heard that in a while. Yeah, that's great, man. Oh.
Yeah,
John says, driving to work, I'll be listening. Sweet.
Yes. Good, John, because you're next, buddy. You're next. I will spoil it now, even though it's Katie's turn. We got John A. Douglas, The Black Crown, Orc Magic, Age of Adventures, The Black Crown. And then there's the spine work. Good stuff.
Oh, yeah. Did you see people criticizing the cover?
Lay it on me.
Yeah, people were criticizing the cover of The Black Crown. I'm like, what are you smoking? Bad cover? Are you kidding me, man?
What?
I'm trying not to swear thinking about it now. It was like there were two fake reviews that came out like an hour after it was released. It's like, there's no way you read this in that amount of time. This is obviously just BS, man.
I remember the one. I remember the bad reviews. Yeah. But it was the cover. They were.
It was. Oh, sorry.
You're good. Go on.
It was just one critical aspect of one of those reviews was like, oh yeah, and the cover. What is it with that trash? Why would you pay so much money for a cover that looks so bad? And I'm like, what?
Dude, I'm looking at it right. That was, dude.
It's one of the better covers I've seen.
You know, I'll be real with you. Aside from like Shad getting like Mike to do his book.
Yeah.
I haven't been jealous of anybody until I freaking saw John's book cover.
It looks so good, dude.
I'm like, you bastard. I'm like, that's. It kind of gave me a complex a little bit, growing, I should say, with alongside some of these authors. Which is like that first cover that you have, for example, very much a placeholder cover. That's why I have so many options coming out, and I'm kind of treating it almost like the same idea as a comic book. You know how there's so many different covers to the same comic book?
variant covers. Yeah.
Exactly. So what you have is a first edition. You know,
and it's like it's plain, but like I remember you consulted us on the font. I remember that the whole time. Yep. And plus, like the back has that pop.
I love it.
So good, dude. The red, it rocks, dude.
I love it. But I very much placeholder. I will eventually not even have that one probably available, just to make it even more special for you guys that picked it up initially. Once I get that pulp one from my comic artists, I'm considering replacing it then and there, and then just going forward. But
I think you should, man. Especially since I know you kind of given hints about what the new one will look like. I'm like, you should give up the goose, man. It's gonna be good.
Here, you want to try holding him in your lap?
Sure.
Seeing if he'll chill.
Yeah, it's your.
He doesn't want anything to do with me.
It's still your turn.
He does, but not.
We were just talking about critics of John Douglas's cover. Somehow people could criticize it.
Oh, buddy, it's okay.
Oh, Boba.
Yeah, poor little guy. It's okay.
Here, I'm gonna take Katie in and let her read.
Okay, I want to do this together. He's being really frustrating.
Yeah, you can read. I'll take care of it.
I don't want to read them not together. So just give me 2 seconds.
I'll talk to him. I got him.
We'll keep talking about John's critics.
I'm gonna check his type again.
Okay. All right. So they didn't say anything specific about the cover, though. They were just like the Black Crown has a cover.
Okay, Robs.
They might have said something specific, but it just didn't. It was. I'm like, everyone's free to their opinion, but like you can still kind of if you're being honest with yourself, you can still appreciate something even if it's not to your taste. But that's not what this was. They acted like nobody could possibly like this cover unless they're lying.
Okay. So I have to bring her juice. So go ahead and
go
keep
for it, man.
people entertained really quick. It'll just be like less than a minute. Be right back.
All right, guys, the Kahuna dance starts now. No, kidding. Oh, goodness gracious. So we got John. He's driving to work. We got Sean. What's up, brother? Yeah, man. Kids, it's a tough thing, man, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Me, like that's part of why I haven't been able to be as creatively productive recently, is because of my kids. I've had them a lot recently. It looks like it's a double-edged, kind of a two-edged sword for me though, because it's like if I don't have them, I'm sad because I don't have them, but then I have more opportunity to do the kind of creative work I want to do. With a full-time job, I get home, I take care of it. Like I wake up at 5, I go to work, I come home, I take care of the kids, and then it's like 9 o'clock, and it's like I don't have that much time left to even just to do like basic like living stuff. Erik comes in. Oh man, good kid. I remember what my kids. Yeah, it's a rough time. Like Xander's younger than even my youngest. Erik, how many kids you got, man? If you don't mind sharing that, like online. Yeah, it's getting crazy, man. My oldest, he's turning 7 here in February. It's insane. And then my youngest, he's 3. He'll be turning 4. He's talking a lot more. Yeah, having kids is so exciting, man. Plus, I get to share some of these stories with them. Like, I'm gonna read Haley Starr to my kids as I start reading it, because that's a book by Wrangler, from the Wrangler YouTube channel. Yeah, they are fantastic. It gets easier and harder as they go. Yeah, I've heard that. Like, truth be told, my youngest, easy as cake. Wonderful, very good natured child. My oldest, love him. It's hard sometimes, man. He's a very challenging child. Very intelligent, but very behaviorally challenged, so to say. Very willful, very large and strong for his age. Very smart, but he doesn't have the same kind of natural social skills as a lot of other kids. And he has a lot of emotional kind of turmoil that drives a lot of his actions. So, like, it's something that I'm dealing with, and it sometimes it gets easier and sometimes it gets harder. It's just part of it, man. But like kids, that's one of the reasons I love stories so much. The legacy, the longevity. I've started sharing stories from my favorite fiction series of all time recently with my oldest. And the stories are brutal, but what I do is I alter the story. Like I clean them up a little bit. I get rid of some of the language and dim down some of the harsher aspects of the story. But my son, he's like, tell me another Darrow story. Tell me another. I wanna hear about this fictional person who conquered the stars and fought for his people. I'm like, the stories are too harsh for him, but the essence of what the story is, he gets it, and kids do. That's one of the beautiful things about all these stories too. As they get older, I can read them or let them read some of these stories, and it's going to be a beautiful thing.
That's really awesome, dude.
Welcome back.
Thanks, man. I have to say, really appreciate you. Thank you for covering that. He is.
Absolutely, man. Kids are tough sometimes, man. He's at that age. It's gonna he's gonna have nights where it's just not working, man, and it's totally fine. Everyone goes through it.
He starts feeling tired, and then he just gets really upset about it because he's like, I don't want the day to end. I'm the same way. I just I lose sleep all the time because it's just like time is a resource. You
have too much to do, man.
Yeah. So appreciate you keeping that going.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, no, everyone, we were just talking about kids the whole time.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love this community. Yeah, we're all like dads here and stuff. It's awesome. Turns out being an author lends itself to being a father pretty good. Even though
to tell stories to your kids, it's no brainer.
Well, there's some people there's really prolific authors that can put out really high quality work because they have no family. You know what I mean? So there's benefits, just like any other thing, not having a family. You have more time to work, you have more money to whatever. It just makes sense in a way. But there's just something synergistic about being a parent and reading those stories to your kids, you know, like you said.
And plus it's not that you need the qualification. It's like when people say, "Oh, men can't write women," or the opposite. I'm like, that's BS. But there is something to an authentic, like kind of sharing of truth, like a glimpse into your soul of who you are when you put it. Some people can put that into a story, and then other people who have nothing. There's a manga called Full Metal Alchemist. And it's one of the best stories about brothers I've ever read. Period.
It's one of my favorites. Yeah, it's a
beautiful story, and a woman wrote it.
Yeah,
I'm sitting there like, how did she get it right?
And drew it. A woman drew it all too. Yeah,
it's insane, man.
Yeah, he broke the mold with manga. Erik Wag, speaking of tired and cranky. Good night, Erik. Thanks for stopping by.
Good night, Savage.
Oh. And Sarah, I admire you young parents who can write with the little ones around. I had to wait until my brood was older. Oh, see, yeah, I get that. And
some people can't. Some people aren't able to commit the time, and it's sad, but it's how life works sometimes, Sarah. And I'm glad you're able to write and provide us with stories now.
Yeah. John Douglas says Sarah Douglas writes exceptional men and women characters. You know, it's a person thing. It's a human thing. It's like, yeah, there's some nuances like getting inside of a woman's head and like thought processes and stuff, but you can stick to what you know, and it turns out it's a human thing where there's like some certain universal truths about things, you know, like like love in general, right? Like it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, you like can kind of like have certain feelings if you felt like love. You get what I'm saying? Like you don't need to be
100%.
Yeah.
Well, like when people talk about the difference between men and women, they're very real, and in some people they're more apparent. But
worse than when they're teething in the way back, man. It's like fucking.
Oh, poor guy.
Really want anything to do with me. He wants me to hold him, and then he wants to struggle to fucking get away.
Yeah.
So it's like, trying to console him and stuff. He's just being that way.
Yeah, like I said, he gets tired, and then he's just upset that he's tired, and so it's just we just got to put him somewhere comfortable, give him what he needs, and just like let him fall asleep.
I gave him some Motrin, so he'll be fine. Yeah. He actually calms down after I give it to him because he knows it helps.
Yeah, and teething is such a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was told when I was younger I would get sick, and like I would get sick for like 3 or 4 weeks every time I started teething.
Oh, that's sad. I'm sorry.
It's like my oldest when he was younger, he John, Jesus.
Yeah, no, he's right though. He's right.
He is, yeah. It's just not what I expected to read in that moment there.
Well, let's do our 2-part ones next.
I'm gonna do this one next, since he's been patient.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right, then okay. Okay. I'll do this one quick then. This one is M. Anthony Harris's Sherlock Hamster and the Empress Emerald. That is right. Okay. Sherlock Hamster and the Empress Emerald's Escapade.
And there's the art. Good.
Anthony's such a cool dude, too.
Another
cool guy, yeah.
He's been on our show, of course. So
another dude answering questions for me.
Sherlock Hamster is a He just fucked.
Now he's too happy.
Mute it.
Okay.
Not yet, John. Not yet. Oh yeah, John. We need to see about making you an audiobook, man. Your story needs an audiobook.
Sherlock Hamster is a private eye, but he hasn't had any exciting cases yet. That changes, though, the moment a beautiful mink walks through his door and asks him to protect the wondrous Empress Emerald's necklace from a thief that's been following her. Not everything is what it looks like, though, and soon Sherlock finds himself on the run from the police, dodging danger and trying to find out who the real bad guys are. Join Sherlock on his exciting adventure and help him solve the case of the Empress Emerald's escapade. So, this is shorter than I thought it would be.
It's for a kid's book, that's why. Yeah.
Right, and I knew that, but I was looking through stuff and I was like, I really want that one though for me.
I haven't read that one. I did read his book about the Terminal, which was about the sick kid with superpowers. Very emotionally driven writing, very, very connecting in that way. Yeah.
I want that. I'll have to get that. I'll put it on my list. So I'm gonna go take Andy in. I'm just gonna get M. Anthony Harris's stuff. Oh, poor Bobby. It's at M_Anthony Harris. So I'm gonna go grab it quick.
You're doing great.
I'm wrapped it. Babe, you're it.
Oh, tag! I remember that game when I was still married. Holy smokes, dude! It was so fun. Yeah, there goes the dog. Yeah, it's like sometimes I get home from work and she'd just be like, "All right, I've had a day. Here you go. I'm out." I'm like, oh,
Hey.
bro! Thank God you are a married man. Imagine trying to do this by yourself.
Yeah.
It's impossible, dude.
Yeah.
Oh.
You guys are champions. Thanks for everybody sticking around. Did you guys read mine, John says? Uh-oh.
Not yet.
Look at that. Look what's in my hand. All right, so here we go. You did not miss it. You did not miss it. My son has just been trying to delay it and build the anticipation for you so that the listeners at home can really fully absorb it.
My kahunas are tingling. Big, beautiful kahunas.
The best, cleanest, unshaven kahunas.
Jesus.
John Douglas. There's the art again. Black Crown. Age of Adventure. There's that spine work.
Yeah. Also, look how the title is woven into the art too. It's not like a font or something. It's like someone painted that. It looks so good, dude.
Yeah, it did. It's fantastic. I'm gonna read. I'm gonna read it. Here we go. Let's read. Let's go on an adventure. Yeah, kids are awesome, John. I agree. Okay. A blistering debut. The Black Crown has everything you want in a hero's journey. Dramatic world building, characters to root for, and twists that will keep you on the edge of your seat. That was Jeffrey Spigay, author of Archives of Evelium. It is the dying days of the Age of Adventures, and the Orc Wars have ended. The Crown Pantheon, authoritarian rulers of Allspire, slaughtered to the marauding orcs by the tens of thousands and returned peace to the continent of Evergrad. But among the many half-orc bastards left in the wake of the war, one was Prince Rhaegoth, Brightsorn, son of the notorious warlord Thorgoth and Serana, queen of Nymeria, the sole human-ruled kingdom. After 17 years of isolation, he is cruelly forced out of his life of luxurious comfort and into exile on the eve of his royal crowning before he can receive his gilded mark, the magic sigil that proves his royal birth. Unable to prove who he is and unable to return home, he embarks on a quest to reach his father's tribe, the Sunderfang, in the lawless wilds of Dreadmore. But his venture is not taken alone. He earns the company of Cortland Lowhelm, a pugilistic human farm boy, hell-bent on finding a legend to fill, and Deneth, a helpless, elvish goodwill worker. To ensure safe passage, they acquire the services of Valmora, a world-weary veteran adventurer, down on her luck. Together, they cross kingdoms of the Crown Pantheon with nefarious forces seemingly at every step. The Black Crown is a coming-of-age epic fantasy packed to the brim with action and adventure, political intrigue, found family, vengeful dragons, dark abominations, and most of all, orcs. Wog.
Wog.
Erik Wog. No, Black Crown by John A. Douglas. Fantastic stuff. I can't wait to dig in.
It's a long book, dude, but I have a few. We're still working on my review for it. The book is very. It surprised me. I've become very adept at prediction in storytelling.
Yeah.
And he genuinely took me for a ride on a couple of them.
That's good.
Like, completely caught me off guard. It's pretty rare that happens.
The benefit of, so we were talking about short stories earlier. The benefit of long stories is you can take people on those fantastic rides.
Mm-hmm.
Like by the time you're at the end of this frickin' just adventure, there can be so many satisfying like fulfillments of foreshadowing and just no, dude, like
true transformation of character too. That's something very hard to achieve in a short story, and much
like
more.
Like what I did with my short. You're right. It's much harder to achieve in a short story to like have a start and a finish. What I did with my short stories is
Send me a link to invite.
Oh, okay.
Give me my stuff. I might just have to read from the throat.
Okay. All right. Love you, babe. So what I did with my short stories is I had to kind of dive into a character at a certain point in their life, establish the story and conflict right away, you know. And like I said, right off the bat, you're jumping in at a certain point in the adventure, right? Instead of starting at the beginning and like growing all the way to the end of the adventure or whatever, and like that true fulfillment of character, like you said, right? Yeah, it's just like a different animal. Like if you went from start to finish on a short story, the way that a novel does, it would feel so fast. I don't even know. I don't even know how you do that. Raise the mead horn and hoist the axes. All hail the Iron Age. Whoa! Just saying that for everything now. Approved by Blaine Lee Pardo, by the way, for Douglas. Kahuna, you're muted. I'm gonna unmute you, unless you're not.
Sorry, we're all good. There was some plastic bag crumbling action going on. Just
all right. Sorry, I thought you accidentally muted. My bad.
No, you're all good. You're all good. Yeah. We got Tim Allen joining us in the chat.
Yeah, the meat horn. Yeah. Hail Tim Allen.
And yeah, no, you're right about like a short story is just the essential element of a story broken down without the trappings, and you can still have transformation of character. But short stories are more often like a glimpse of a character or the quick exploration of an idea. That's usually what a short story is. And and also I thought it was kind of funny you mentioned it's like in your stories you picked out a portion. It's like you had to pick what point in their life or story it's like the short like the chapter actually consists of, especially considering that one of the characters isn't technically alive anymore. It's like what part of your life? The death. That's
the end of it. What part of their life? How about the end of it? The most interesting part. That part where they went out in a ball of fire. That part where they achieved the thing. That moment where the world forever had to acknowledge their massive footprints left behind. Absolutely, man. Yeah. And also the lizard story really caught me off guard a little bit with the ending there. I thought it was going to be one way for the whole thing, like grab a solid theme. It's like this is going to be an angry, aggressive success all the way through, and doesn't quite work out that way. That would be really cool if it was an angry, bitter success all the way through, but it just gets darker and darker and darker. That would have been cool to do, and I did kind of do that. Where it just kind of gets, and it's like a little like hollow, like a hollow victory a little bit, but like the whole thing. The price of war is not cheap, and sometimes, and like it's like a gamble. It's not
you can control elements of it, but in the end, things could go drastically wrong, and there's very little you can do about it.
Right. And it's like that the whole thing, the reptilians are like a nature-y, tribe, and they organized for the first time, and it's just like, yeah, war it's like the cost of war, you know what I mean? And it's like, even by the end of it, they are consuming the very earth that they worship to do this.
Yep. Like a pack of locusts almost. Yeah.
Yeah, and they don't want to do it. Like the queen has that thought, like she's so sad about it, like we're consuming everything as we go, but it's just the nature of having a bunch of people traveling together and like living off the land, man. It's just stripped. That's like back in like Roman times, man, war wasn't pretty. Like, oh, you got farms over there? Sorry, war's coming through. Those are our farms now. And they may or may not, it's like,
yep. And then like an individual farm is not worth much in the overall scheme of an army, a nation fighting another nation. So it's like those people just get trampled. They have nothing. It's over.
And then 50 years later, when the war is still going on, all those farms have been decimated. So now everybody's fucking starving, and it's just hell. It's like a hellish landscape everywhere. Like, it's pretty crazy, man. It's fascinating. I'm pretty anti-war, but like, it's so fascinating to study because of that.
There's a lot of different reasons. People oversimplify the reasons people used to go to war. There were a lot of sometimes very valid reasons, and it's too bad, but it's
because it is a necessary thing, in certain context, but it's also the least necessary thing. Like, I don't know. Yeah. We could have a whole war stream.
Oh, for sure. And John said, "Yeah, I should do a spoiler stream." Yeah, no, that would be a cool stream, John. I would love to be a part of that. I have a lot of questions about your books, actually, especially one. Yeah, weird. I can't even make the comparison because it would spoil major elements of the story. But I have some questions, man.
Have a good night, Sarah.
Oh, good night, Sarah. You seem like a nice person. I would love to check out your cool looking book.
Yeah, follow her, man. She's cool. Very good representation of a percentage of the Iron Age, really. Like,
oh yeah.
Farms were turned into battlefields. You're right. Oops. There we go. You're right, Tim Allen. And mead was had until the farms were not had anymore to make mead.
No spoilers, John, but I have questions, man.
So let's just break down John's entire book right now while he's working.
This is each plot point. This is what actually is going on here, despite the misconception of the reader and the character. It's like this person wasn't who they said they were the entire time. Actually,
well, how about that part where? Hold on. How about that part? If I can find I can't find the name quick enough. Oh, moment's passed. Oh well. I was gonna make a joke, but the moment's passed.
I'm gonna spoil John's book, guys. There's a black crown in it.
Oh God, dude. Next year you're gonna say there's orcs.
I know.
If there's orcs in there, man,
you guys don't even need to read it now. You know there's a black crown. Yeah, it's over.
Why not never mind. The dumb jokes. See,
they'll never stop.
This is why we need to eventually have that actual barbecue over at Drink with Crazies. Yeah. Because hanging out in person, I could just keep going with these stupid dumb jokes all night long. Just stupid. Anyway, I sent Katie an invite on Twitter. We'll see if she jumps in, but I have a feeling she's actually making progress with the kid. So
it sounds like it, man. And good on her. Sometimes that's how it is. Sometimes you have two parents, and sometimes okay, it's my turn. Got to do the kid thing for a little bit, and that's the great thing about being a functional full family. You actually you can work together on shit. It's pretty cool.
All right, tag in, tag out. Real quick, I should mention that author John A. Douglas can be found on Twitter. At BLK Crown Author on Twitter. And his actual name should say author John A. Douglas after you search that. But yeah, you can get his book right on Amazon, as with most of these, you know. That's one thing. Amazon, the evil corporation that is somehow the champion for the little guy. You know.
Yeah, Amazon's a weird thing. It's because like Audible is my favorite audio stream deal. It's my favorite way to consume audiobooks. Because audio, like the physical ones, they always wear out and they're bad quality, which is too bad. And then there are competitors, but then like as good as Audible is for the customer, they're bad to the author and they're bad to some of their narrators as well, and it's really disappointing because I really like Audible.
Right.
And they dominate the market so substantially.
I heard you
on your bed.
Oh. Special guest baby. I heard you mention to Douglas about an audiobook earlier, and I've been waiting on mine, but I actually finished my own. I did my own for Spirit Animals, and it turned out pretty good. We've just been waiting to track Katie's parts. The big move put us back for tracking Katie's parts, but like if John needs an audiobook, like we can make some stuff happen, I think.
I really want to set up a studio this year to be able to and like create, like figure out the technology and stuff I need to learn in order to make books, because it's one of the biggest missed connections with the Iron Age in your average consumer, because so many people, especially men, because a lot of men enjoy the kind of stories that the Iron Age like dives into. A lot of men listen to audiobooks a lot more than they will read a physical book.
Yeah. No, I listened to countless audiobooks over the 4 years that I worked in a warehouse moving heavy glass. Like literally audiobook in one ear, robot in the other ear, just rambling numbers off to me. And like I trained my brain to just like listen to one thing at a time.
Yeah, you can do it.
Sure, sometimes you miss like a dialogue thing, but like you just prioritize your job for that like 5 seconds and then you go back to the book. It's whatever. If you miss some stuff, good thing I work 12-hour days, so like just reread the book. Reread the whole thing.
You could always skip back like 30, 50
whatever
it is too.
Yeah, and it worked. I read so many books. It's just like 2 years nonstop of research and reading as I was writing my novel. Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty awesome. Oh, laughing baby. It's like music.
We got the giggles, man.
It's like music.
He has better lighting than we do. What the
heck? Yeah, he's balling in there. He's got the nebula light.
It's like he's having his own little baby rave in there.
Yeah, it's a baby rave with mama.
Yeah, he's like, you know what? It looks more fun in there.
Yours, babe?
Say again?
Did you do John's?
I did, yes. Okay. So it's either Kahuna or yours. If Kahuna's out, then yours.
Oh, I'm out. Yeah. So.
Okay. So yours.
Zan, stay away from there. I'm not playing with you. Stop.
I ain't playing.
This one is. Hold on. Get away from there. You're going to hurt yourself. Stop.
Oh.
Just let him.
I don't want to tell you 800 times. You're driving me ape.
So Tim Allen says, "Hail, Lady Pritchard."
So he goes right towards the danger. Like he's trying to stick his arm in the door right there, the crack of the door.
Yeah, not good. Yeah, don't do that. Yeah. Hail, Lady Pritchard from Tim Allen.
Hail, Tim. This freaking kid. Okay, I'm going to have to block this area. You know what he was doing? He was seriously winding up and like fist punching me in the eye and laughing hysterically about it. And I'm like, dude, you better knock it off.
Yeah, we were laughing too. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, he's just having fun. It's like, no.
So we've got Dawn of the Black Sun by Timo Burnham. I think
Timo.
That's right.
Timo.
Timo?
Yep, Timo.
Sorry.
Yep, I have The Black Saint by him. Good book so far.
I thought it was Timo, then I thought it was Timo, so I don't know what I'm talking about.
It's because Royce is half-brained about people's names sometimes.
He started a meme. Yeah, he started a meme. It's
right.
Timo. No, it's Timo. Oh.
An exile with a sword that speaks. A wandering master haunted by regret. A fisherman's son who has lost everything. At the outer edge of... So hard to read. Hold on. Okay, I'm using my phone. At the outer edge of the empire, Ryushu lives the quiet and boring life of a fisherman's son. But when strange men with murderous intent arrive in the cove, he is thrust into the wider world. Now, with the help of a mysterious wanderer, he must make the journey to the top of the Titanic Mount Garon. Garon. I hope I say that right. Sorry. To be trained by the legendary masters of Hio. Can he survive the brutal climb? Does he have the strength, not just of body, but of spirit, mind and spirit? Across the sleeping... That was one paragraph. So I think the 3, is a paragraph for each, I believe. Across the sleeping sea, an exile wanders the barren lands, holding a sword that speaks. No! What the... Dude, he just bent the hell out of the cover of this book. I'm seriously
Oh, Timo, he wants to read your book. I'll read it to him if it clears, if it passes.
Anyway, I'll start that paragraph over. Across the the sleeping sea, an exile wanders the barren lands, holding a sword that speaks. He slowly gathers a following as he prepares to take the emperor's throne for himself, killing anyone who gets in his way. All over the empire, from the volcanic islands of Shinoa, I don't know, to the tropical jungles of Zoko, the people go about their lives unaware that a new dawn is coming. This dawn will bring pain and suffering, destruction and death. This is the dawn of the Black Sun. So, I think this is 3 different stories then, yeah?
Sounds like it. Or maybe he is just kind of describing certain the settings that it'll take place.
Ooh.
It could be 3 different characters, and they all they all relate or converge. It's not uncommon.
Sneak peek.
I was thinking about doing something like this since I'm updating.
It's our dog Orcus and,
cool.
and our dog Rollo.
The pointy ear, black. Yep, it all checks out. Skinny.
Beast.
Dude, I'm in love with interior illustrations.
Yeah.
Otter had a whole ton in his book, and it was really beneficial.
I considered it. It was actually the original plan, because my book started off as a comic, then it went through full-on novel with illustrations, and then right now it's just a novel waiting to be edited. Seriously considering the illustrations, man, because just one picture to mark each chapter would be sweet. Almost like different
like a teaser image. It could be rough sketch too. It doesn't have to be this enormously finished thing.
Look how much our the founding fathers got done with engraving.
I'll be right there, Andy.
Simple engravings. Okay, babe.
Yeah.
Can you kick me off for me?
Yeah, I will.
Thanks.
Boom. That's the first time I've ever had to kick a guest. So, first times for everything.
So fucking pissed to you for the fucking cover. Oh my god, dude. I just don't have the patience for life right now.
I'm sorry, baby. So, maybe we'll speed fire through these last few here, since it is getting kind of late and the baby's upset. So. We only have a few left, and a couple of them are 2-for-1s. We each have a pair of books by the same author.
Gotcha.
So that means about 3 more instances on my end, and she read that one already. She read that one. Yeah, 2 more instances on her end. So yeah, we are winding down to the end here, but there's some good stuff still left. So those still listening should stick around.
Also, Tim is right. A lot of older books had either tiny or large illustrations at the start of chapters. I remember seeing that a lot when I was growing up. Even little chapter headers is really neat.
Right. I think I'm seriously gonna add some special stuff into Mortal Descent since I'm updating the cover anyway. Like, I have it lined up. There's actually headers in it now. I just haven't uploaded it. So there is art in it right now, but maybe a full page spread here and there, maybe one per story. That'd be kind of cool, since there actually is comic books for 2 out of 3 of them.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
be fun, man. I'm excited to see that comic too.
Oh man, you got Anvil on the way?
I'm a Forge Master. I got all Anvil on the way.
Oh, that's legit, brother. All right, so you just read Timo, right?
Yeah.
So I will read.
Look what he did. He just destroyed it.
Oh.
I know, I'm really upset about it.
Not destroyed, but there's
yeah,
a crease.
it is. Are you serious right now?
There's a crease. So the next one I will read is. Let me pull up the full screen here. Wait, hold on, let me check up with the chat real quick.
Lower the volume.
Okay, so the 3 of you should make an audio cast story like old-fashioned radio shows. That'd be awesome. I've considered it. Spirit Animals is going to kind of capture that energy a little bit because I have special voice actors for each episode. One guest for each of the free content for starters, but like in the future, I might just go super hard on it and just like every single character is a different person or something. Because why not? If you can do it,
John, I wanted illustration. Oh, sorry, I have a copy of
Treasure Island.
Yeah, that's right.
Copy of Treasure Island. There's drawings in it. And what were you saying about John?
Oh, I wanted interior illustrations, but it would have delayed the book. Yeah, no, I talked with John about this as well. And it's like all the different authors here have different kind of strengths and weaknesses in regards to resources, time, and ability. Like say John, he wanted illustrations interior, and he didn't really have the time to efficiently get them. But the Lord Otter, he got a bunch. But the thing is, John, you have an epic fantasy. Your words are you have enough words to illustrate each scene very effectively. Whereas like Otters, which had a lot, it really helped because some of those descriptions are a little light if you're looking at nothing but words, but you add a quick little picture in there, it makes a big difference. And yeah, so like if it doesn't need it, yours can get away without it would be nice, but it's not like a strictly necessary thing.
Yeah. And there is the caveat of Amazon charging authors by the megabyte or kilobyte for their content. Yeah. They view it like they're delivering an actual physical package for you, just by simply moving the data that doesn't weigh anything, and it doesn't it's not tangible in any way. They charge you as if it's tangible, like it has a weight. This many megabytes, so here's the percentage for that. Deduct. And images really heavily increase the size of your file. Yeah. So yeah, there's that downside.
Yeah, that's pretty shitty. That's pretty shitty. I'm not gonna lie.
So the fact that Otter and Timo loaded their stuff up with interior art, they're actually basically paying for that. You know what I mean? It seems like, oh, here's extra, and it is extra, but they're also paying extra because it's like a heavier thing. I don't know. Yeah, and Amazon's weird. So anyway, the next one here. Infinite Money Glitch. We got a dude with infinite money. He's laughing. By James Kirk. Now, I've been Kirk is one of the dudes I've been following since I got back on Twitter, and he has some pretty intense opinions about things sometimes, but he has some pretty good takes sometimes too. And I really like just engaging in intellectual conversation with the guy, even though it's not a personality type for everybody. It's whatever. Everybody's entitled to their opinions and stuff. And Craig seems like a cool guy when you're on the right wavelength with him. You know what I mean? So.
Kahuna, I sent something to your Twitter. You should look at.
So, The blurb.
I was muted, but I was giggling. Katie, thank you for that.
What?
He said he was muted, but he was giggling at what you sent.
Oh, you saw it?
I did, yeah. I'm on my phone, so I got notified.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, so the blurb. The most advanced video game in the world is so popular that the in-game gold is a recognized currency on Earth. But that does not mean it was programmed particularly well. Some of the sentient NPCs have just discovered an exploit in the market, and it might just be time.
Alexander, come on!
They found an exploit in the market, and it might just be time to buy their world back from the players. If they can pull it off, that is. Infinite Money Glitch is a hilarious hybrid of a heist and an adventure pulled off by the last group of people anyone would ever expect. After all, who actually remembers the merchant from the tutorial zone? But he remembers you. So I got this one just because, like I would like to dive right into Craig's Cyberpunk. He's one of the few Cyberpunk authors I'm aware of at the moment. I mean, I'm sure there's more, but like
there are some, but it's a less common genre in our kind of sphere of influence. There are a lot of indie sci-fi books, but not a lot of Iron Age sci-fi kind of people. It's less common, a lot less common.
Yeah.
You get a lot more pulp and like sword and sorcery and like weird alt like non-genre kind of stuff. Like you could look at Watcher of the Damned and say it's sci-fi, because in some ways it kind of is. Like there's sci-fi elements in there, but I wouldn't call it feels wrong to call it a sci-fi.
Well, and you can look at Craig's book here and call it a fantasy. Right? Like what's we lost a Kahuna. Oh, hopefully he doesn't.
It's frustrating because I missed both of the last blurbs that you did, so I'll just reread this myself quick. It's
fine. We lost Kahuna here, but it's fine. Tim Allen says the pub needs the mead, and I have the websites for you to get the mead.
Okay,
all right.
Can I read this quick?
I read it.
Okay, I know, but like,
gotcha.
I just need a second.
Yeah, I like images in my fantasy books too. John Douglas and Tim Allen. I didn't know you were a father. That's awesome. Maybe I did. I think we've talked a few times, so it's been a while. It's been like a minute. Been going through a lot of stuff in life, like moving and stuff. So you get that. Hoping Kahuna pops back on here. His phone probably died. That's what I'm guessing.
So the AI becomes sentient and wants their world back?
Essentially, yeah, the AI is programmed to be sentient already, like ChatGPT or something.
This is obviously also different than the other books.
Yeah, very different. Yeah, I was just saying that with Kahuna before his phone died. That he's one of the few cyberpunk authors. And what drew me in with this
is cyberpunk even supposed to be? I never really understood that. It, like, besides like gears and futuristic shit, you know what I mean? Like I never understood.
Well, do you know what steampunk is?
That's what I mean. Like,
wow,
that's what I mean. Steampunk. It's like just a bunch of fucking gears and weird looking shit. You know what I mean?
Have a good night, John. Work hard or don't. Take it easy for the night, brother. Don't touch the red phone if it goes off, and if you see some Sasquatch,
I would
take him
answer
out.
that so fast. There's no way I wouldn't. Like, don't tell me not to answer that.
He might exit the Matrix. You never know. You never know what happens.
Answer the phone. If it's a demon, I'll trap it in a box. No worries.
Yeah. So yeah, what drew me into the Craig book is the concept.
That's what I think too. So cyberpunk is like a more digital version of that.
Yeah, it's like the future version. A good example of like a forerunner of cyberpunk is like Blade Runner. It's kind of cyberpunk.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, that just like the dystopian, dirty, gritty, dark future with like.
I mean, I know what it is. I just don't get it because it's like people just are like, let me make up a new genre. I can't think of anything, so let's put gears all over it, make it look stupid.
And also say a word and then say punk after. Yeah. Like I saw, what is it? Solar punk. That's a thing where the entire.
Okay, I will. We will.
You need to watch it. Okay. All right. Yeah, I saw solar punk the other day where like the entire world is like solar powered and
Stupid.
coexisting with nature and stuff like that. So
Ridiculous. I mean, no offense to whoever likes that
well, it kind of all comes.
or created it.
These are subgenres of an overall genre that's just basically fantasy. You know.
Yeah. Anyway, the Money Glitch book, that could be interesting for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've never really had like a specific, like a favorite genre. Music, yes, I like all music, but I prefer metal. But as far as movies and books go, I've never really had a favorite genre because it's either good or it's not. I'll watch anything if it's
a good, yeah.
Well, I mean, we'll watch trash and then have fun commentating on how shitty it is. So
I like to say though, it almost doesn't even matter what your story, movie, or song or any of that is about. And I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't matter what it's about. Okay, I'm saying it almost doesn't matter what it's about because what happens is when you put something good out and people pick up on that, like people want to watch and listen and participate with good things.
yeah, like if people are like, oh, this story's about that, and people are like, that's gonna suck. Like, how do you know? You can do that well, or you can do it in a bad way. Like, it can be good, or yeah.
And look at the
Depends
stream.
on who's writing it. Yeah.
The stream is a good example. We're talking about a lot of things that particularly impacted us. Like, I already know all these are good. Like, maybe some of them have their little quirks and like imperfections here and there, their dings in the armor or whatever. But like, I already know these are all good. So,
Jesus Christ.
yeah.
Horror, action, pulp, fantasy, period piece. I mean, I would just file it under all of them, right? Just like how M. Anthony Harris had furry and
Right.
there's like 4 different ones on there.
That is a crazy sub genre. I don't even. This is furry world. Would you categorize what's that movie that came out? It was all animals. I mean, that doesn't narrow it down, but it's like the fox is friends with the rabbit cop. Something Topia. Zootopia, yeah. Zootopia could be labeled as furry. You label like every Disney movie as furry. But anyway.
Yeah.
Did you want to read one next, or do you want me to read?
Oh, sorry. I don't know why.
We each have our twofers and the single.
All right, we'll just save the twofers for the end. This one is called In the Shadow of War by Bradley R. Mitzelfelt. And right now, his name on Twitter or X is Errant Venture.
Errant Venture.
At ERRANT _ VENTURE _ And he has a Substack, Mechaverse, MECHAVERSE.substack.com. Check it out. Subscribe. Oh, he has 666 followers.
Oh wow! Picked him at.
Someone better
break the cycle.
Yeah.
He just blocks everybody new who follows him.
Who's that?
Errant Venture.
Do we follow that person? Oh.
Yeah, he's a promoter. But did you want to read the?
Oh yeah, I just put the book down like that's it. A war is brewing. An elf has been involved in the murder of a minister of the kingdom of Briven, and now their king issues a decree for war. One man, the king's son, Derek, believes that there is more to the situation than meets the eye. He convinces the king to give him long enough to search for a potential accomplice who has stolen the minister's prize necklace. If he can succeed in finding the accomplice, he can avert a war. But if he fails, 2 kingdoms will come to ruin. Find out if the Derek succeeds or fails in the shadow of war. So it's like a murder mystery in Skyrim. A whodunit.
Mm-hmm.
I just say Skyrim because it's my favorite game. So anytime there's like elves and orcs and Nords and
then it's in
things like that,
Skyrim.
like Skyrim.
That's your subgenre, Skyrim.
Yeah, for real.
By the way, unless Kahuna pops back in, we don't technically need the earpieces. So it's just us talking to each other around this.
I just thought he might come back.
Well, we'll see him pop up. I'm just saying, if your earpiece gets uncomfortable.
I'll just do it for now. All right, so
that was Bradley Mitzelfelt. He's a good guy too. He weighed in on some fonts I did for book covers and stuff.
Yeah, he's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
Good guy.
So
we should have him on our stream.
we should.
Have we talked to him about
I would
it?
love to have everybody we've mentioned on stream.
Have we talked to him about it?
I don't know. I think we got busy with life stuff anyway. So, but stuff like that happens. This next one is
I'm gonna click
The Curse of the Star Wraiths, Steel and Stormbright by the Lord Otter. Look at that. It's a good one. Great art. And, Lord Otter is also just like one of those super based guys, I know Kahuna was talking about this earlier with the interior art. So let me go ahead and show you guys an example of that without spoiling anything. I just saw it. Bear with me. I saw him share this one on Twitter. Yeah. So here's a good one. And this is what Kahuna was talking about. You got the page and then the companion art to go along with it in the fantasy story. And it really does add a lot to it. It's just, particularly Amazon authors, it is taken out of the back end. But that's all right. If you hold true to what Katie was saying earlier about not selling yourself short, then you can compensate for that a little bit and thus give people a higher quality product that, it doesn't matter if there's a few images in there because you worked hard, you made it as good as possible, and you still put a solid price on it. And if you could do that for your promotion, whatever your promotional project is too, I don't think that's wasted either. Like, it's just all about funneling your deals and your sales all into like more focused channels. Because then again, then you can focus on that and deliver a higher quality product, shame-free. You're giving it away, but this is your thing. This is your promotional thing.
Stay there.
So it's okay if there's fancy interior art, But if everything is your promotional thing, they're all 99-cent books or whatever, then it becomes harder to try to dump money off on art constantly for everything, and it ultimately slows you down and could make some projects subpar if you're stretching yourself thin like that. But I digress. Just figured I'd think out loud there for a second before I read the blurb.
We'll get in the bath after this.
Oh yeah, Hail Tim Allen, the Treasure Island book. I'm sure it is. So here's the blurb. In a world where gods walk alongside mortals and humanity is crewed into submission by the empire of Alcaran, 2 brothers find themselves in the wrong place at the wrong time. Taken from their homes and subjected to terrors that would drive any man insane. Hold on. My eyes are terrible. Bear with me here. There we go. Sarathos and Zolan will have to learn just what it takes to be men in a world that appears indifferent to their very existence. Following their journey, our heroes shall find themselves pitted against a slew of unspeakable horrors, all the while are being pursued by General Kerst, a woman whose reputation and malice knows no bounds. Nowhere is safe. Instead, both will have to learn the true meaning of strength, resolve, and friendship. They will have to rise to the occasion when all else would rather have them turning away in fear. They will have to become Steel and Stormbright. Steel and Stormbright, The Curse of the Star Wraiths, by the Lord Otter. Good stuff. Very good. Very good. Yes. And another person who's invested in the good art. So, I mean, yeah, indie, the whole indie reputation of poor quality is unfounded because you're not looking for the right indies then. If you're truly delving into poor quality, why don't you just like look slightly to the left and you'll find good quality, you know? That's what I gotta say. In fact, I don't think there's a single bad book cover among all these. There's all some sort of...
Did you do this one?
I just did that one. There's all like a sort of cohesion to all of them in some way. And yeah, like even when you can tell that like, yeah, this is a book that somebody made. It's still like a clever cover.
I have 2 on our honeymoon. We got these bookcase or bookends, and they're labradorite, which you probably can't see how brilliantly blue and purple they get in this lighting. But here, we'll see. But we're putting all of our Iron Age books between these on the fireplace mantle. Whoops. This is not gonna.
You can kind of see it. Anyway, what kind of stone
you
is
can
it?
take it's labradorite, and you can take my word for it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Labradorite is
They're
cool.
amazing.
It's cool. It's cool.
Anyway,
So now we're down to our final twofers. I'll show you the non-spoilery. Here's my twofers. Book 1 and book 2 from a couple of different authors here.
this one is from J.S. Webster. We've had him on our stream. He's amazing.
Yeah.
Like all of our Iron Age fam. So the first one is Requiem of Old Glory, and the second is Remnants of Old Glory, Second Chronicle. So the first one, it was the beginning of the end of the United States. Baltimore, Las Vegas, and San Diego were 3 of the 4 cities that were attacked on June 5th, 2015. Each succumbed to chaos and terror like never before in the history of America. A viral weapon was unleashed to destroy the nation and its people. The outcome would permanently cripple the country and force people to survive on their own. They could only rely on each other and their will to survive. Faced with uncertainty and overwhelming odds, survivors banded together in each of those cities. They chose unity to face the impossibilities together. They chose life even though death and tragedy surrounded them. These are their stories of faith, hope, and hardcore determination. This is the first chronicle of those fateful days of destruction, a detailed history of the heroes and heroines. Why can't I say that word? This is the Requiem of Old Glory.
Nice. That was a good blurb.
Yeah, and I'm actually really excited about it because, yeah, we have a couple that are like apocalyptic, but this is very much different.
Yeah, this is further from fantasy and closer to like The Walking Dead.
Yeah. But it's
like I should say.
I'm so excited because we have such a variety of books. We really, I mean, we're gonna start reading tonight. Actually, I think I want to start with the shorter books first. But we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, the second one. On June 5th, 2015, 4 coordinated terror attacks unleashed a plague upon the United States of America. That day was known as T-Day. T-Day was the day that the Tainted became the largest national security threat this country has ever known. At the Plaza Hotel in Las Vegas, residents agreed to help Carl Edwards to seek out and rescue his friend Emily Sands. This would require an excursion across a tainted, infested city. Meanwhile, Captain Hart considers the best means of survival and longevity for those under his care and leadership. Will both missions require a supernatural proponent or divine intervention to succeed? A few hundred miles away and off the coast of San Diego, California, the crew of the USS Ronald Reagan rescued a weary yet conscious John Carter. Rocked with guilt and thirsting for vengeance, Carter joins a team of naval officers and Navy SEALs to discover the truth behind the June 5th attacks. What conspiracies will be unraveled, and will they find redemption in their righteous deeds? This is the second chronicle of their history, the remnants of old glory.
The remnants.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing a theme here. Both of them have burning flags on the covers. One is the Requiem of Old Glory, the other is the Remnants of Old Glory. And R of Old Glory, a recurring theme. I appreciate those recurring themes. Even if they seem a little shoehorned at times, I still appreciate that more than just like a random name or like, I don't know, even like really cheesy cookie cutter names can be good. And there's nothing cheesy. Right, that's what I'm saying. I just appreciate the recurring motif. I see it. Is all.
It's super hot in here already.
It did. Look at that raging fire. All right. And the author I have for my two is Daniel P. Riley in his Jizadai.
Last but definitely not least.
Not least. So, Jizadai. Here's volume 1 by Daniel P. Riley. You're looking at, a little thicker than a novella. And then here's Jizadai 2, Daniel P. Riley, and about twice the thickness. I can't say, higher, nicer things about Daniel. He's really chill, hardworking guy. Really, super hardworking guy. An editor for the Iron Age, really fantastic editor from what I've seen so far, and I plan on pulling him on as co-editor for my novel coming out this year. Obviously, Katie's the main editor. But between those two, I feel like I can really hone in my 150,000 words into something presentable and get a cool cover like we've seen some of these covers.
Oh, can I interrupt just to give...
Yeah. Oh, Dan. Oh, is it Webster?
Yeah. Okay, so for JS Webster's handle for Twitter is it's at JS Webster Author. And you can also find him at jswebsterauthor.blogspot.com.
Good guy. And Daniel P. Riley is Mr. D.P. Riley on Twitter. And his website is whimsyland.org. Tim Allen, if everything goes well for me, come this spring, I'll be hiring Daniel P. Riley to help me get my story onto the paper and out of my head, as DPR is known to say. Good, fantastic. We will love to, have your book on that shelf someday, Tim. Seriously, I'm expecting need, I must say, and personally, I would like to learn something about mead without it being laid on too thickly. If you know what I'm saying. Like if you can have mead be a part of your thing to the point where you're like, okay, Tim Allen wrote this clearly. But I learned something about it without it seeming like encyclopedic. That'd be really cool. It'd be like a little nod. That's all I gotta say. Oh, there's mead in the story. Good. The mead. And for those who don't know, Tim Allen here is known in our little community. He's the mead guy. He likes his mead. He comes in, he offers people virtual mead. We cheers. It's a good time. Tim Allen is the bro. But anyway, back to Daniel P. Riley here. Jizadai, Volume 1. Gabriel is a killer for the megacorporation that raised him. Trained in the ancient art of Bushido, Hana was kidnapped, forced into a world of depravity and darkness. When the two meet by chance on the grimy, rain-soaked streets of a frightening future Harajuku sector, It changes both their lives forever. For honor, Gabriel must now face the group of trained killers and soldiers that he swore loyalty to, and bloody his white hair katana to protect the young girl and her strange pet. Dark angels and wicked assassins wage war in the ruins beyond the oppressed Tokyo in Jizai. Cover by Sentimental Restart. So that's the blurb for the first part of Jizai, which I've backed this on my comic also for the comic version, which looks fantastic. I believe he had his little daughter. I don't know if she's. I don't know how little she is. His daughter colored it, which I always approve of, like family stuff like that. There's no quicker way to get me to like be on board with something than just be like, yeah, man, look at these family values. It's pretty cool. So I appreciate that. Bringing family in. Like, if Xander can color one of my comics one day, it would be so amazing. So.
Really would.
Huh?
I said it really would.
It really would, yeah. So the blurb for number 2. In a future Tokyo, mega conglomerates engage in a low war against each other using ancient forms of combat, carefully hidden from the city's denizens. Each company trains its own unit of clandestine killers, none whispered among executives with more fear than. Okay, sorry, I gotta pull my light up again. Terrible eyesight. Okay, with more fear than Suzakushin's Holy Eight, each named by their master as an archangel. 6 months ago, one of the Holy Eight went rogue and slipped from the watchful eye of Tokyo with a sex-trafficked girl under his protection. They were pursued by Holy Eight killers in the Shadowlands beyond Tokyo's border wall, where lawlessness reigns. Out there, Gabriel and his ward, Hana, managed to build a life together with the aid of Hasegawa, a solitary old man stubbornly living out his twilight in the house of his family built long ago. Long ago. Now, Suzakushin comes for them again, putting more than just Gabriel and Hana's lives at risk. Is there a way out of the endless cycle of death? Can Gabriel defend everything he cares about, or must he lean into darkness and become the hunter instead? The Angel War continues in Jizai, Volume 2 by Daniel B. Riley. Good stuff. Good stuff. I can't wait for the comic of these. I can't wait to dig into these. They're going to be good. It reminds me of like John Wick Samurai. Instead of gun fu, it's sword fu. Kind of the vibe I'm getting off with it because of like the outfit of the protagonist here. He's wearing the John Wick suit here. So yeah, that concludes our piles here. So what we're gonna do here is finally, get to dealing with our crabby son here. he's been a champion.
Time for some massages.
Massages. Okay, let's do some massages on the outro, right?
It's all loaded up.
Let's go ahead and shout out Ultimate Kahuna for him, since it seems like his phone died here. So to find our kind guest, Mr.
Twitter is at ChristianMagrum, MAGRUM.
And the Ultimate Kahuna on YouTube. He's a YouTuber and a commentator. So those are probably the two places. YouTube would support him, but you could probably find everything you need from him on Twitter. Like, it promotes it and stuff. But he's a good guy. Go follow him.
I found this for $25 at TJ Maxx, like in a pile of something else, and it's such a good investment.
Yeah, it really, really gets the knots.
It does.
Where can everybody find you?
At Moonzilla Tarot on Facebook and Twitter.
Nice.
And Pritchard Pub right here, of course. I post shorts. I actually just posted a short about Orky and how he was there for me when we lost our son Olin. And then I posted a sweet, like an update video that I made them both on TikTok a while back. But it was too long at a minute, so it showed up as a regular video instead of a short. So it only has 1 view, so I'm bummed out about that. But we'll be posting more and streaming more now that we moved. We should have the move finished by next week, so by the end of next week.
As you can see from us streaming, things are moving along. We're getting settled in. We'll do this more often. This is a pretty nice background. Sure. Like, it's all on my laptop. We can set it up and do it. It's fine.
Thank you very much. We have our rainbow baby now in the living room that drives us crazy in the best ways every day.
Yeah. And
so
you can find me on Twitter as well at @A_C_Pritchard, and that goes for like everything. I tried to have a universal name, so chances are you just type in AC Pritchard on it on there. Like Substack, for example, it's acpritchard.substack.com. Amazon, it's amazon.com/author/AC Pritchard. It'll take you right to Mortal Descent. There's a comic being adapted from that and being published in Anvil Magazine #3, alongside John A. Douglas, who we talked about on here, and other predominant authors.
I'm gonna like break that. You can hear that noise. That's our son shaking his pack and play.
They might not hear it too, because StreamYard has built-in compression.
Yeah, hopefully you don't.
They probably don't. Yeah, it's actually pretty good compression. But I forgot what I was saying. But that's fine.
Next to John A. Douglas.
Oh yeah, Anvil Magazine. Yeah, so my comic will be in Anvil Magazine. You can find the details of that at anvilmagazine.com or follow Anvil Magazine on Twitter at Anvil Magazine. Really good stuff in there. It's like this stream, but like a more professional, polished magazine version where it's just propping up awesome people, awesome authors, and just like indies
and their awesome works.
Yeah, parents it's just a great resource. I highly suggest Anvil Magazine. I also am putting out an album with them called First Strike, where I'm featured on 2 songs. And yeah, you can find details on anvilmagazine.com for that as well. And yeah, I'm going to stop rambling on here so we can actually close it out.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for stopping by.
Well,
sorry, our family's ridiculous, but hey, we're real.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys champing it out. And until next time.
Love you all. Bye-bye. Take care. Be blessed.